having layers of family and different things going on, you don't quite dig in as much as you used to.
No.
On the fantasy sports, because you got real life things to deal with, and the single guys definitely have an advantage. And that's what I found there. I forget.
No question.
I sure did. Damn it. Oh, well. This will have to be the clock. We don't have a clock that is accurate, so we use our phones. So this will be it. There we go. Darn it.
That was a heavyweight on heavyweight. Lopez is not a small guy, but...
And all the talk is about Walt Weiss taking him down.
Yeah.
Walt Weiss, the manager, who's, 60...
Yeah, he was
some odd years
rookie
old.
in 88.
And is a black belt in Taekwondo.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. He's 62.
He's a black belt in Taekwondo, but I don't know why that's mentioned when all he did was a football tackle.
Yeah, right.
Was Taekwondo known for get the shoulder?
I'm pretty sure that's illegal in Taekwondo.
Yeah, I'm like, why? How is this? Like, he didn't grab his gi and toss him. By the way, is there any better uniform than a gi?
Probably not.
Just enjoy saying a gi.
I could see. I would too.
Right? That's what. Isn't that universally that's not just
so.
that's not just for like karate. Like if you wear that, that's a gi.
Yeah.
Spell it.
Ghie.
No idea.
Let me see.
I just like saying gi.
Gi. That was
it reminds me of like Breakfast Club. It's like, hey, tights? You wear tights? No. I wear the required wrestling uniform. Yeah, tights.
Yeah, tights.
Like gi. I don't know.
Old Keith Olbermann.
Yeah,
whenever they make a mistake.
But it's not. It's gi. I just
Gordon
enjoy that.
Gee. Wasn't Gordon Gee the chancellor of Indiana? When he was the guy who was trying to fire Bobby Knight back in the day.
Was he at Indiana or was he at Ohio State?
I think he was at Indiana. When
I think he was
at
a couple of different Big Ten schools.
But I remember him being, it was Gordon
Wore
Gee.
a bow tie. That was his shtick.
I believe so. The other thing that was notable about that is the shot of the fact that while Lopez was throwing punches, he had the baseball in his hand. Was actually hitting
Jorge Soler
hitting Jorge Soler in the neck with the baseball in his hand.
He was using the glove. Apparently, was a blocker.
Yeah,
that he was using to like swat away with, and then he was trying to hit him with a baseball.
Yeah, hey,
and I guess did connect a couple of times.
Yeah, use the tools.
So yeah, baseball fights are fun. Everybody gets excited
because the play. They were like, okay, there's a ground ball to second, blah blah blah. Well, hey, they just kind of looked at each other for a while, and Jorge Soler went, okay. And Lopez went, all right, come on out.
Yeah.
And they didn't, usually, like someone tries to come out and try to do a tackle, they just came out and immediately squared off in like a boxing stance.
Except for Lopez having his mitt on and the baseball.
And the baseball.
Now you're supposed to drop those, then
you don't usually have them run out and then stand there and circle each other like they're in a boxing match. Usually, the guy who runs out tries to tackle the guy, and the other guy tries to get out of the way or throw him down or something.
Usually, a baseball fight is like I want to promote the idea that I'm here to fight while making sure that it ends as quick as possible.
Yes, and you're hoping the catcher holds you back.
Yeah, so.
Not everyone could be Kyle Farnsworth, who was like...
Kyle Farnsworth was down for the fight.
Yeah, at all times.
Who was... and Kyle was an intimidating guy.
He face-planted somebody.
Oh,
was
it Jeremy Offelt?
May have been, right in front of the Royals dugout.
We went for Offelt in that Sweeney versus Weaver brawl. He dropped a blanket P on me.
And then said blank you.
And
only he said the P word, but didn't say the F.
No, I think he said...
No, he
said F.
He called me an effing P, and he said the word P.
Yeah.
And then said F you.
Sweeney.
We were sitting in the booth.
Such a good guy.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, I remember being around his locker after that and hearing him tell that story. It's like, this is so out of place. This is not the story Mike Sweeney should be telling. With Seitzer.
With Kevin Seitzer, and I thought Kevin was going to run out on the field. Like he wanted to climb down that. I think at that time they still had the net that led
went over the top,
I was like, I think he's going to climb down the net and actually go on the field and fight. He wanted to.
I think Seitzer was like, alumni invited. Here we go.
Yes.
I'm in. But he was
definitely squared up.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
Mike Sweeney's not the guy I want to see charging at me.
That actually, I'll tell this story now because I'm sure the statute of limitations is over. But I actually was driving back from River Falls that day, and I'm coming by the ballpark, and I'm like, our boss was there. I don't know if you remember our boss, R.I.P., Brian, and I was like, hey, dude, I'm going by the ballpark. You said you're coming out. He's like, yeah, okay, I'm going to swing it. And back then, no problem sitting wherever you wanted.
Right.
Not a good moment there, but I'm like, okay. So I'm like, I'll have a couple of pops, and had a couple in the stands, and then this happens. He goes, well, you got to get down there and cover this. I'm like, I've been sitting here drinking beers with you. Well, you got to go.
I'd forgotten
all right.
that, but I remember it well now.
Yeah. So it's an interesting night. That'll always be one of my favorite nights in the history of doing this job. It was quite entertaining. Kyle Farnsworth was a wrecking crew.
Yeah.
And I remember when he came to Kansas City, sorry about the memory lane here, but when he came to Kansas City, and we get him in spring training, I'm like, well, the first guy I want to talk to is Kyle Farnsworth. We got to go talk to him and talk about that night and what happened and everything. And you get Kyle Farnsworth, he'll come out. Yeah, he's going to come and sit down. You sit Kyle Farnsworth down, and he's afraid of the questions.
Yeah.
He's like a shy guy.
Yes.
He was like timid. And I was like,
this is not what I expected.
well, yeah, he's like an MMA fighter and trained. Like after
like he would be.
He got even bigger and stronger after baseball. You see some of the pictures of him, but I'm like, he couldn't have been a more. I'm like, well, this is not the
boy. Talk about flip a switch.
The Punisher I thought you were gonna be.
No.
I do remember another guy who was kind of scary. Do you remember Jonathan Broxton?
Oh yeah, he was the guy.
People don't remember. He's the guy whose pants.
Yeah.
It was Tim Collins was in one leg, and I can't remember.
It was
slender
Everett Tieford.
Everett Tieford was in the other leg, wearing as a joke. They took a photo of them both in just Jonathan Broxton's pants.
Yes. Right,
each one in one leg. Have you seen that photo, Kyle? So that is, I didn't know if it was just us old people. And Broxton was like 6'4", 6'5", and like 325.
Yeah,
and he wasn't washboard abs, but he was not a fat ass. He was just huge.
Was he the one you asked?
I said, anyone ever charge the mound on you? And he just goes, not yet.
Not yet. He had that kind of voice, not yet.
I'm like, well, I'm not shocked. He is an offensive tackle out there waiting for me. I don't think I'm coming out after this guy.
No.
But yeah.
Yeah, I threw at your head. What are you going to do? Nice throw.
Excellent technique, sir.
Excellent. You wash your car for you?
Yeah. So, can't beat fun at the old ball yard.
The old ball yard.
As Denny and Ryan like to say. You just can't beat fun at the old ball yard.
I wouldn't charge him either.
Oh, Darcy?
Yeah. He's not the...
I would. I think Darcy's over. Oh, there he is. No, I didn't realize he's coming to the studio. Never mind. Hey, what's up, Darcy? How you doing, man?
I wouldn't.
Not my first choice. Then again, we're old enough. We're not charging anybody.
Yeah, I'm not charging Easton.
I that I'll go. I'll go right there. I'll kick Easton's
ass. Easton, Stu.
I'll fall down before if I try to run, I'll probably fall right on my face. I would have beaten you up.
Kyle, give me your list of I can take them here at the station.
All right.
Go.
Stu.
Guys only. I don't want to be. No, I just want to be clear. I don't want to be, sexist or anything like that. When ladies,
Stu, Easton. Give me the Drake.
Oh, you're taking the Drake?
Yeah.
Wow, how about that?
No Lebo though.
No Lebo?
He's not in town.
Oh, okay.
Well, when he is in town.
When he's back in town, all right, Lebo.
You're taking Todd?
Honorable mention.
Oh, Todd tries to work out and stuff from time to time?
Yeah.
So you got Todd?
He's too skinny now.
What about the boss?
Who?
Boger.
Boss? No.
No, I can't take him?
No.
Not even going to venture down that road?
No,
He's not in town either, so talk away.
Why not?
Go ahead. Talk your big talk, Kyle.
No. If I have to charge the mound against him, I'm going to fake a call from my mom or something.
So here end of the list. You got 3 that you can take.
Yeah.
Lebo, Easton,
And Stu.
and Stu.
Yeah.
Stu is Sterling, by the way.
Yeah.
You're not messing with Anderson or Steven.
Nah, Steven's bigger than me. Anderson's got a longer reach.
No one's messing with Jake for many, many
Nobody's
reasons.
messing with Jake. No.
Many, many
Maybe
reasons.
Jack Johnson.
Really? Okay.
We'll see.
Maybe.
See.
You better. Okay. You better be training. You better be getting ready. Sales? You're not messing with anybody in sales?
Montage.
No.
Wow.
Wonderful people back there.
It's not about who you want to fight. That wasn't the list. So you want to fight Easton? Easton's the best guy in this building.
No.
It's about who you can take.
Yeah.
Try to trap me in a spot here.
Who can you take? No one in sales.
No.
Rob Manning's kicking your ass from one side of this building to the other. Is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay.
He's been a pretty good athlete. I don't know if he still is.
Gabe is going to pummel you. Gabe has always struck me as like if you had to fight Gabe Boucher, who again is another very nice man and good family man and everything. We love Gabe. But he's always, there is a little bit of the crazy eye.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like you might get into a furious whirling dervish of teeth and elbows that you were not prepared were going to be a part of the equation.
Like, I don't know how to counter this.
I don't
what he's
think
doing right now.
if you light the fuse on Gabe, you're going to circle each other with the knuckle. Like I think you're going to be fighting off a mad, a ravenous mongoose of some sort.
I would agree.
So like Gabe ain't my first choice because I think there's size wise you're like I'll take that guy, but then you're like he's
We're not
not
going to
gonna
add Ben Messner to the list.
It's not going to be a normal
You're
fight.
taking Ben too? No problem. Ben used to work out.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if he still does, but he used to be, fancy himself as the athletic type. So, okay.
This is where we thought we'd start.
No.
It's fun.
But I do like it.
It's fun.
Look forward to our bracket of death, where
Yes.
we bracket up all of
I
the
can also take
employees.
Shane.
Shane, you're kicking Shane, but everyone. Wow, I don't know.
Shane might just creep you to death.
So you're saying Shane's creepy?
Oh yeah, that's just the thing Shane and I have. We try to creep each other out.
I don't think Shane's creepy. I think Shane's another wonderful family.
He's wonderful, but
how dare
he
you?
also he's creepy.
Shane is creepy.
Yeah, intentionally creepy. Just with me though.
Why with his goofy his Star Wars T-shirts creepy out because you're the only man over the age of 40 who hadn't seen all the movies?
Hey, we got around to me. That's cool. We just think we'll stop, we'll walk by each other, and we'll someone look back and just kind of look and then move.
Really?
It's just a thing. Somehow, I don't know how it happened, but we try to weird the other person out
Okay.
in the hallway.
All right.
And he usually wins. He's better at it than I do. He has a better poker face.
Okay. All right. So this all started because Darcy intimidates you.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Got to the bottom of it. But I think we should put together a bracket of death, cage match, fought to the death, of course, and we'll just do a bracket. When we were at our fantasy baseball weekend, my friend Chuck has too much free time. Single guy, of course.
Yeah.
And he put together a bracket. There was 10 of us there. So he put together a bracket for ping pong, cornhole, this house we rented had all these things, ping pong, cornhole, swimming.
Okay.
And I'm like, you're like 4 strokes across. He goes, well, we don't want to overdo it. It's like just a nice pool. It wasn't we weren't at an Olympic training center. Yeah. And he actually took the time to seat us. And then there were debates. People were pissed about their seating. Why am I in the play-in game? Look at yourself, dude. Seriously. Ping pong, cornhole,
because I can't swim.
Swimming, and something else. I can't remember what the other one was.
Darts?
I don't know. It was something.
Was
along
it
those lines.
jarts?
But so
darts?
I think we will not actually stage
Yeah.
the fights. But I think we should put a bracket together,
Seating.
and I think we should make it public.
Sure, why not? I mean, we one time did early on in my tenure here. Wasn't there a best looking guy or best?
But there was, and they took it to the. I don't think we could get away with it in today's world. They took it to the female employees and had them.
Yes, rank
everybody.
I
Where'd you guys
stunningly
finish?
1 and 2. We're not getting into which one was 1 and which one was 2.
I'm going to tell you.
Because there's still some hurt feelings over it, but we were 1-2.
There are no hurt feelings in mine. But
as far as I can recall.
But I'll tell you, I was not in the bracket.
Why are you still laughing over there, by the way, Kyle? What's the laughter about?
Just how quickly you said 1 and 2.
1 and 2. There's no other option.
Well, I wasn't 1 or 2 or any number because I very quickly found out where I would have ranked by not being on the list. I went, oh, okay, well, that's good. Hell, that'll save me the heartbreak of finishing last. Doug was he got a high. He was in the top 5, I think.
Yeah.
Garrett.
Yeah.
A few other people.
I think you should just let me say 1, 2, and then you let it go.
Our old buddy B-Row, but I was not even an answer. I was in the NIT, apparently. First 4 out. First 4 out. Bracketology.
That's not how I remember it. It's not how I remember it, but anyway.
You might have been top. I
don't think I was.
Is that why Todd
2.
started working out?
That is it. Todd did not fare well, and he said, "I got to hit the weights.
Yeah,
I got to get something done here."
It was only 22 years ago.
Is that when it was?
04. I mean, that's when I started working here.
Oh my God, it was a long
crazy?
time ago. Yeah. Well, there you go. And then, like I said, we wouldn't do it today.
Nope.
And we'll comment about it no further.
And I would not be in the bracket today.
All right. So there we have it. All right.
We also have 1/3 the employees. Maybe we have a few fewer people.
We had more radio stations.
Yeah, we had
and
3
more
stations in there.
We had yeah.
All kinds of stuff.
I'm definitely not moving forward on that one.
No.
How about those Chiefs, huh?
How about them?
Hell of a team this year, don't you think?
I thought they were something special.
Man, like the Chiefs. Let's take a break and reset. There's no point in trying to dive back into this. This was not the plan, but it happens. Sometimes it happens, okay? Forrest Gump told us that a long time ago. We'll take a break, come back, we'll talk some Chiefs draft next here in the program. You're listening to the program here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. By the way, we stay in the good graces of Gabe Boucher. He came down and said, thank you. Thank you for sticking up for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking the truth, brother.
Yep.
You frighten me a little. I think there could be the scary side. Don't mess with Gabe.
No.
That's what I'm telling you here. Good guy, but not a man to be trifled with.
Nope.
That's my point.
Nope.
Let's talk some Chiefs draft. We're in the what has become an unusual situation of picking, covering a team that's picking in the top 10. Is it always this all over the board at 9? Like, am I? And what does it mean about this draft? I think most people are starting to settle in that they don't think this is a good draft and that there isn't somebody that's necessarily going to be worthwhile at pick number 9. Is that what this means when you see basically a buffet of names?
Yeah. And it could be not just at 9. The line may be higher up than that. It may be 4 or 5. And the Chiefs are just in that stretch of players who are kind of nondescript. They just happen to be in the middle of that run. Because there's three most recent mock drafts that I've seen from reputable outlets, CBS Sports, NFL.com, and Peter Schrager of ESPN. It's 3 different guys. And you see a lot of variation. And the players who are behind them and in front of them, there's variation from mock draft to mock draft. And we're getting close enough to the point where it's less speculation and more what people are actually hearing that are close. This is a time of the year that the mock drafts start to hone in and be a little bit more accurate. And there's still differences. If you looked at the 3 mock drafts that are there, there's variation at 8, there's variation at 7, there's variation at 6.
There's variation up at 2 and 3.
Yeah. So I think beyond Mendoza, almost everything seemed. There's certain guys are in a little bit of a pocket. Arvell Reese doesn't show up at 8 or 9 on anybody's list, and David Bailey doesn't show up that. So there's a couple of pockets, 2 to 4 maybe, and then 5 to whatever. But I think it's beyond. It goes up higher than 9. It'd be one thing if everything was nailed down and we were getting some consistency before 9, and then at 9 it went haywire. Just in the middle of that group, I think.
So I think that has, and we'll talk some draft. In fact, I want to do like maybe a little mock draft with Tim Grunhard. Coming up in the 4 o'clock hour, we'll play the feud. In the 3 o'clock hour, David Lesky. Coming up in the 5, talking Royals baseball. We did. We talked about the 10 last night on our Red Golden Bull podcast. We talked about the 10 best picks of the Andy Reid era, and I had Eric Fisher in there, right? And neither Jeff nor Sam had him in their list. We basically did a draft, so nobody could. It wasn't. We didn't just do our 10. We drafted. Okay, here's the highest guy on our board. This is where we would go. One we all acknowledged was Patrick Mahomes, and then it was where would you go next, and so we went through it. And I had Eric Fisher. I can't remember if it was 6 or I took him I had. No, again, 1 was done, so we started to pick 2. So I had 4, 7, and 10. So I think I took him at 7. Right? But the thing about that, I bring that up just because it was fun, but also looking at one of the reasons why I put him on that list. Do you remember the 2013 draft much?
I remember it.
What do you remember of it? The Chiefs had the 1-1.
It was not the greatest year to have 1-1 because there was no.
Do you remember what the debate was?
Yes, it was him versus Luke Jokel,
right?
Who went to Jacksonville, the A&M tackle.
By weighted approximate value, Eric Fisher amassed 62 points, 62. By weighted approximate value, something that Pro Football Reference uses. Luke Jokel amassed
probably
21.
Half that. So half
third
that.
basically.
He was just hurt all the time.
Yeah, and so they got that debate right. Do you know who was by weighted approximate value, who were the only 2? Let me be clear of this. Only 2 players to go in the first round that had a higher weighted approximate value when their career was over.
I used to know that. I don't remember who it is now. I used to know who that was.
Right? So one of them wore a Chiefs uniform later in his career.
Oh, wow.
And one of them was selected by Andy Reid's old team.
I'm drawing a blank.
Okay, that's how kind of
Shady
nondescript.
McCoy.
He was a second rounder, not bad. All right, so at 4, Lane Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
Ended up being the best offensive tackle. Yeah. He's amassed 89 on the weighted approximate value. He went 4 to the Eagles. But I don't remember his name being mentioned at all for number 1.
No, it was just those two guys because they knew he wanted the Chiefs were going to go off left tackle, and it was the only two guys I can recall.
And also because I think the consensus was that Lane Johnson was a right tackle.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to think about that 13 years ago. Nowadays, like, oh, he's a right tackle? Great, we need that too. Nowadays, the right tackle is, I think, viewed almost as important as the left tackle. Not quite, but almost.
Yeah.
Like, nobody laments that Penny Sewell did not work out at left tackle. They champion and celebrate the pick because he's become one of the best right tackles in football. And so I remember that when he went at 4, there were people like, ooh, that's early. Right? And he ended up being the one that's better. The only other one to have a higher grade than Eric Fisher or a higher weighted approximate value, DeAndre Hopkins. And he went 27.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm going to give you the names. I'm just going to zip through them, right? So you can hear how that first round was, and just in your head as I go through these names, how many of them actually resonate as somebody who made a big impact. Eric Fisher, Luke Joeckel, Deion Jordan. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
13 and a half career sacks. Number 3, thin D end out of Oregon.
Yep.
That was supposed to be super quick. The Dolphins took him at 3. Anyway, Lane Johnson, Ezekiel Ansah, Barcavius Mingo, Jonathan Cooper, Tavon Austin at 8, Milner, Chance Warmack, DJ Fluker, DJ Hayden. Sheldon Richardson actually had almost the same score as Eric Fisher. He went 13 to the Jets, Mizzou defensive tackle. Star Lotulelei, Kenny Vaccaro, E.J. Manuel, quarterback from Florida State, Jarvis Jones, Eric Reed, Justin Pugh, Kyle Long would later be a Chief, a guard.
Very late, and not for very long, but he was there.
No, but he was there now on the television. Tyler Eifert, Desmond Trufant, Sharif Floyd, Bjorn Werner, Xavier Rhodes, Datone Jones, D-A-T-O-N-E, Datone Jones?
Yeah.
DN from UCLA. Then DeAndre Hopkins, Sylvester Williams, Cordarrelle Patterson went 29, Alec Ogletree, Travis Frederick, who was the center for the Cowboys, he was a very good player, and Matt Elam, who he related? I think he was related to Kyer Elam.
It might be. Someone mentioned that earlier.
I mean, that draft was not good. If I just sort the whole draft by weighted approximate value, here are the best players in that draft.
Matt Elam is Kyer Elam's uncle.
Okay. So Eric Fisher, if I sort by weighted approximate value, was the 9th best player in the draft. In front of him, I'm gonna count it up and see if you can come up with who is the best player from that draft. I'm gonna eliminate Darius Slay, went 36th in the second round, 36 overall, so the 4th pick of the second round. Corner, he went to the Lions. Taron Armstead, tackle, went to the Saints in the 3rd round, pick 75. Tyrann Mathieu in the 3rd round. Pick 69 to the Cardinals. Keenan Allen, 3rd round, 76 to the Chargers. David Bakhtiari, tackle, 4th round to the Green Bay Packers at 109. DeAndre Hopkins at 27. Lane Johnson at 4. Tops on the list, went 63rd overall. 3rd round. Any idea? Wow. Who is the best player, according to weighted approximate value, to go in that 2013 draft?
Kelsey.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, duh. Yes. I thought that 3rd round.
I don't think it's as much of a duh as you think because he didn't play it all that year.
Yeah.
He had the micro. I think he played like one snap on special teams.
Once you said 3rd round, 13, I was like, oh wait, I was thinking 6th through 3rd round. Oh, it was 3rd round.
I don't. Yeah. Again, I'll stand up for you. I don't think it was that much of a duh moment because I think we know Travis Kelce's in the 3rd round, but we don't associate him with
that draft
because he didn't play that year. He didn't really play until 14. So it kind of muddies the water. But that, let's pick a draft between then and now. And how many of them do you think we're going to see that all but 2, 4, 6, 8, that 6 of the 8 are not first rounders? What is the likelihood that we're going to pick a year between then and now, and 6 of the top 8 players were not first rounders?
I bet it'll be pretty. You probably won't find one.
Yeah. So let's try. Yeah. Pick a number. Anywhere between 13 and 25.
Let's go 20.
Okay. The 2020 draft. Just the Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Just because it was a COVID year.
Yeah. COVID year draft.
Actually might make 21 a better choice because that was the actual season that was played for COVID.
Okay. By weighted approximate value, top 8 players. Pick 53, Jalen Hurts is number 1. Pick 6, Justin Herbert. Pick 17, CeeDee Lamb. Mm. Pick 22, Justin Jefferson. Pick 13, Tristan Wirfs.
So much for that.
Pick 1, Joe Burrow. Pick 41, Jonathan Taylor. And pick 28, Patrick Queen. 6 of the 8 are first-round picks.
Wow.
Let's try one more, just for shoots and giggles.
Let's go 21 because that was the coming off of a year where the college teams played.
Okay.
Maybe there isn't as good of an assessment in the COVID year.
21. Whoops, I hit the wrong thing. I need to hit the draft. There we go. Okay. By weighted approximate value. Well, why is this going? It's taking me to the Chiefs. I don't understand why their link is screwed up. Let's try this. See if that link works. Nope. They've got a bad link on that. Hang on. Let me just open up
the draft one.
Well, no, I'm just going to open up 20 and go to the next year. Here's why. Never mind. I figured it out. What'd you say? 21?
Yeah.
Good radio there as I try to figure out what's going on. All right. By weighted approximate value, top 8 players. Pick 12, Micah Parsons. Pick 7, Penny Sewell. Pick 5, Jamar Chase. Pick 112, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Pick 1, Trevor Lawrence. Pick 9, Patrick Surtain. 2, 4, 6. I'll save 7 is not. 8, Devonta Smith. Pick 10. So 6 of the 8 are first-round picks. Guess who is the 7th highest graded player of that draft? Second round, pick 63.
Oh, is that Creed Humphrey?
Creed Humphrey. But again, so my point is that 13, we've done 2. This isn't a massive scientific.
And we haven't come close to.
We haven't come close.
Yeah.
And so, like when we see, are we headed to that kind of year? And if you do come to that conclusion that we're headed to that kind of year, what does that mean your approach should be in the draft? I mean, at the end of the day, really no different because what are you doing? You can, let's take the guys we don't think are good because it's a screwy year. I mean, in all practicality, you're not going to really do anything different, but.
Or is it one of those years where there's that group in them from 5 on down that's kind of all together, and there's some really good players there. There's just no definitive line. The line is higher than it was. Maybe the line is actually a little for great players. Or maybe the line for good players is a little lower. So it isn't necessarily they aren't good enough, but you should trade down. Whereas some years is like there's nothing up there. You should probably trade down too. I mean, whether you thought there was 40 really good players, whether you thought there were 5. The idea took me a while to get to what that was. You should trade down from 9.
You're trading down because you trade down because there's lots of other good players you can get later, or you trade down because it doesn't matter, they all blow.
Yeah, and maybe you get lucky with a couple if you get more picks.
Right. I don't know, Kyle. What does it say to you?
Tells me trade down. Try to get a later first round pick in addition to your 29, and then add a day 2 pick on top of that.
Yeah, throw numbers at it is what it feels like. Because you are right in your assessment, and we can talk about like the different mock drafts you got. You looked up 3 of them.
And I was looking to see how many spots above the Chiefs were there 3 different answers, and there are 3 different answers at 7, at 5, and at 3. At 3, there are 3 different choices at 3, and there's 2 different choices in every other spot. The only choice in which all 3 agree is number 1.
All right, so CBS Sports has the Chiefs going Sonny Styles, linebacker, Ohio State, and Colton Hood, cornerback, Tennessee. Are you satisfied if that's what the Chiefs come away with in their first 2 picks, linebacker and corner?
I'd have to see who they passed on. Looking at who's 10, Jermon McCoy, Bain, Mekhi Lemon. Yeah, I think I am.
You're okay with that?
I am okay with that.
Kyle?
I'm really curious where the pass rush is coming from.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm curious that Sonny Styles is a 6'5", 240-pound off-ball linebacker. I'll tell you what defensive coaches have told me about 6'5" linebackers. There's a lot of leg there. In other words, they think those guys can be cut block, to get down, to get the legs up in the air, to get going. He's a phenomenal athlete, but that's always resonated with me when they talk about it. Scott Fujita played pretty good football for a while as like a 6'5" outside backer, but today's if you're 6'5" and outside linebacker in college, they usually put your hand in the dirt and say go get him, which is people are looking at Styles like that, just like they're looking at Reese like that, because they've got these 2 6'4+ linebackers that play like real linebackers. They're not just called a linebacker and they're rushing from a stand-up position all the time. They do real linebacker things in college.
If it goes down like that, then it's one of those drafts where you go, all right, let's mark Jermod McCoy and Ruben Bain at 10 and it says 10 and 12 for some reason. Did they miss somebody? Someone not at 11? That was weird. But they have them both available. That's one of those things you put a pin in and see, all right, he better be better than the 2 guys who you didn't take at positions of absolute need.
We've heard Brett Veach talk at the Combine, and he's going to talk next week as well. We heard Brett Veach talk at the Combine and talk about getting premium positions.
Yeah, off-ball linebacker ain't that.
He's a linebacker at Ohio State, but if your vision is that he's going to play the edge and you're going to make him a defensive lineman, okay, that makes sense. But, he's going to replace Leo Chenal. He got Leo Chenal in the 3rd round.
Yeah.
Right? Now you didn't take him 9. I'm not happy.
And you didn't think he was good enough to give him a second contract. So why are you taking a guy at 9 who plays a position that you hope he's as good as the guy you walked on?
I think Brett Veach is a very good talent evaluator. We'll see if he ends up being great. I think he could use I think Creed Humphrey might be a Hall of Famer. I think that's a Hall of Famer that he drafted. I think he's headed that direction. I don't think Trey Smith will be a Hall of Famer. I don't think Trent McDuffie will end up being a Hall of Famer. I think it's hard to make the Hall of Fame now as a corner because I think you get chewed up and spit out pretty quick. But Trent McDuffie's got a chance. He's got a couple of first-team All-Pros. Yeah. So he's got a chance.
And 2 rings.
But Creed Humphrey.
For what that's worth.
I think he's very good. So if he brought this back to Kansas City, I'd be like, well, I'm going to give it a chance. And I want to hear what their vision is for Sonny Styles. But just immediately, if this was their pick at the end, if we wrap up that Thursday night, the 23rd, and we're talking about Sonny Styles and Colton Hood, I'm going to be telling you, well, okay. Yeah. I'm not going to be doing cartwheels.
And you hear Styles, he's just this guy, unusual athleticism, and there's things, you can't really compare him to other people, but it better be. And how good of an athlete would you have to be at that position to how much athleticism can help that position to make it worth number 9 overall? The more I think about it, the more I'm like,
athleticism is a funny word in football because Michael Jordan's a great athlete. If you drafted him to play in the NFL, where are you playing him?
Right. How does the athleticism help him at that position?
This kid is, Michael Jordan was like 6'6", 210 when he got to the league and was 6'6", 220 at the end of his time, 220, 225. He's not that far away from Sonny Styles' size.
Yeah.
And would you want Michael Jordan setting the edge?
Nah, probably not.
That's my thing.
I'd put him at tight end, though.
Yeah, I'd take LeBron.
I'd bulk him up and put him at tight end, or I'd keep him where he was and play him at wideout. That's where you'd want him.
Yeah.
Right? And I wonder if, they're in the high school coach going, well, I wanted him to play wideout. We'd have Megatron. Like if you told me you had a 6'5", 241-pound guy who ran a 4.4 640 and he was at wideout, I'd be like, yeah, we got to get that guy.
Right.
I'd have less questions if he was a wideout with all the skill, with all the athleticism that he brings, than I do with him as a linebacker. All right, NFL.com. Mansour Delane and Max.
It's the first time I've seen that name.
Einiaker. He's an offensive tackle from Arizona State.
Yeah.
Are you okay there?
My first thought is not really, because I don't. That's a guy I've never heard of. Now maybe he's really good.
Well, one of the things
I'm okay with at 9. I'm not quite sure about 29.
More and more, the mock drafts, we start the draft process a lot with, okay, who are the real first rounders? And Matt Miller always does that from ESPN. And he had 11 guys on the list. He's now expanded it to 12. He added Delane after his 40 time. Was, I think, the guy he bumped up from 11 to 12. So there's only Maligoa is the only offensive tackle that's consistently on that list. But if you look at the mock drafts now, we have now arrived at where there are like 6 of them going in the first round. The Georgia kid is now, we mentioned the first time we saw him being talked about in the first round. This guy from Arizona State, there's a Clemson offensive tackle. Both Utah offensive tackles are being talked about. I've seen in first round mock drafts, and there's even another one. I can't remember where.
Caden Proctor
from where?
Bama.
Yes, and Proctor.
Yeah.
I mean, so I do think there's going to be plenty of tackles that end up going. I think people are looking at it, and I think everybody else, it's like, well, we had a guard in there and we had a safety in there, and it's like they're going to take the premium people and they're going to take the big people. Like, that's just that. There's only so many human beings that can walk this earth at 3:30 and move at the pace that it takes to play NFL football. And if you found one, get him.
And it's Ehanachor.
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 He hate me?
Yeah, he hate mature. He hate doing chores. Why not? But again, I say who was
for the younger folks out there, the XFL,
yes,
when it was first hatched, put nicknames on the back instead of their name, and the most famous one was a guy who was he hate me.
Yeah, Rod Smart.
Was that who it was?
Yep.
Rod Smart.
He hate me.
Which we later, because he would go on and off the roster, Nate Hobgood-Chittick, who was a personal favorite of Dick Vermeil's, who they were constantly signing and releasing and signing and releasing. Every time somebody get hurt, they'd re-sign Nate Hobgood-Chittick, who Kurtis dubbed, in his XFL days, he'll be he hyphenate me.
He hyphenate me. That was one of my better creations early on.
One of my favorites.
I can't think of him and not think of he hyphenate me now.
I think, did Nate Hobgood-Chittick pass away?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. I hope not.
I can look up. But looking at that draft at 29, Cassius Howell, the edge from A&M, they have him going 32. I might take more of a chance at a edge than a guy who was a Senior Bowl standout who you think is going to play right tackle. If this is
what they brought home, I feel better about this than I do the first one.
Yeah, because
it's two premium positions.
Yeah, and I think Delane has got the. We might be looking back at Mansour Delane going, wow, 5-time All-Pro.
Yeah.
Like he's got the physical skill set and the athleticism to make you think he might be a complete stud.
Okay, and then
even better than the guy you let go.
And then the third option, again, if we're done with Thursday, and the Chiefs are talking about Jordan Tyson, wide receiver, Arizona State. By the way, good conversation on the Zone. If you want to check their podcast, I think it would have been it was early in the 12 o'clock hour. Talking about Jordan Tyson's ascension, that maybe the number one wideout now is Jordan Tyson and not Tate from Ohio State. So an interesting conversation there. If you're a draftnik, encourage you to go to 810whp.com or the app. Download it if you would. But Jordan Tyson at 9, Colton Hood, corner, Tennessee at 29.
Jordan Tyson, 6'2", 200. I would like that in one aspect, and then it's not a Xavier Worthy type. It would mean they're changing it would be a sign that they're changing at least part of their offensive philosophy in the passing game, because that guy wouldn't have been drafted a year ago in the first round or 2 years ago, or 3 years ago. So that would be.
Wouldn't be drafted as a first round, or wouldn't be drafted by the Chiefs in the first round?
Chiefs in the first round.
Okay.
I don't think he was been their kind of guy. So if they do get to the point and they grab him, we've been looking for signs that will there be any really material change in the way the offense is run. Well, 6'2", 200-pound wideout at number 9, that says we're doing something different. But you're passing on Delane there. You're passing on Tate. You're passing on Downs.
Would you be?
But I'm okay.
Happy with that? You're okay with it?
I think I'm okay with it.
I like that better than the first two, I would say.
Really?
I like that better than the first one.
I like it better than the first one, but I don't think there's any way they can come away from the first round without somebody weighing at least 290. Like I think there's got to be. I'll take that back. An edge if they would get a 200. They got to have somebody who weighs 250 plus.
Yeah.
There's got to be somebody in the trenches. And I'll be shocked if one of these 2 picks from the Chiefs is not a defensive lineman of some sort. Because they talk about all the time. One, we mentioned time and time again, 9 of the 14 initial picks of Andy Reid's with the Eagles was a defensive lineman. 1, he tends to go that way. And 2, they have a tremendous need at that. 913-810-810. We'll take a break. More Draft Talk next. Is it a bad thing as we welcome Royals fans who are making their way away from a 10-2 beatdown at the hands of the Cleveland Guardians? Is it a bad thing when the only pitcher who you threw today, after you threw 5 pitchers, that didn't give up a run is your utility infielder?
Yes.
Your utility player. He plays center field, too. Yeah. So Tyler Tolbert, the only Royals hurler.
Scoreless 2/3.
To not give up a run is Tyler Tolbert.
Yeah, Steven Cruz. Not that the Royals bats were going to get anything rolling today.
A friend sent me a text, said, tough break for the Royals catching Feller and Lemon back-to-back days. Fire the blank damn hitting coach. Somehow this is he says, fire the GD hitting coach, Soren. I didn't realize it was on me.
I didn't realize you had
to do that. I didn't.
No, you just got to ask tougher
questions. By the
questions.
powers bestowed to me by the great state of Missouri, I dub thee fired.
You have to, if you ask tougher questions, this wouldn't happen.
I do get that from this guy too sometimes.
Ask some tougher questions.
When are you going to hold his feet to the fire?
Hold his feet to the fire. What
are we going to? Somebody going to hold J.J. Piccolo's feet to the fire? Listen, it's why I asked the question. It is early, but when is it not early? I'm fine. We're going to be patient and wait. But I just want to know when I can be like, okay, now I'm disappointed. I'm upset. I'm angry. I'm talking about different solutions. When is that time? I keep posing that question. Nobody has a good answer.
This weekend, it's White Sox aren't the White Sox of 2 years ago, but you got to get something rolling at some point. 6 hits in the last 2 games.
Is that bad?
That's suboptimal, as the kids used to say.
Yeah, I think
Definitely
so.
Suboptimal.
I think so.
They got a runner on. Oh my gosh!
The
8.
The White Sox have given up 65 runs coming into today. That is the second most in the American League. Only the Astros, shockingly, have given up more runs in the American League, and nobody in the National League has given up that many. So, if the bats don't come alive against the White Sox, Houston, we have a problem.
All right, who's the only pitcher to have 3 hits and 3 RBI while throwing a perfect game? Brought to you by Twin Peaks.
Let's do it. We'll tell you that right now a final in Cleveland. Royals lose unceremoniously 10-2. The big story, though, is not them getting knocked out in the game. It's Cole Reagan's being knocked out. In the first inning, he struck out the first two batters, then a comebacker. Self-defense, puts up his left hand to kind of block the ball. It hits his hand. He then four-pitch walk, I think.
Four-pitch walk and then a double.
A double, and then something else.
Bye-bye. No, that was it.
No, because that would have only been 2 runs. He's credited with giving up 3. So there's...
Well, the comebacker, the guy got on base.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Yeah.
And then, then the walk and then the double scored the 2 guys.
Luinder Avila came in, grinded through 3 innings, giving up just 1 run. Lang gives up a run over 2 1/3. Then Steven Cruz implodes, gives up 5 in an inning, a third. Tyler Tolbert ends up finishing this one off. Reagan's falls to 0-3. His ERA now at a robust 5.91. Cruz was handed a bus ticket to Omaha. Apparently they're going to make him bus from Cleveland. I don't think there's any chance that Cruz is in Kansas City tomorrow against the White Sox.
Because of an injury. He came up when Falter went on the IL.
He falls to drops his ERA to 14.4.
That's not good. Royals have 2 pitchers who on their major league stats this year have an ERA of more than 10.
2 runs is all the Royals can manage. Bobby Witt Jr. did get his first extra base hit. He had a double. So did Starling Marte. The Royals managed only 5 hits in this game. Ugly. 10-2 Guardians win. We'll talk more about it in a little bit. We want to play the feud, though. Petro, Seaboldt, Collier. No Todd Lebo. He's gallivanting around Europe.
Yep.
Do you think he's living up to what he said when he left? That once he got off the plane in Spain, he was not wearing a shirt until he got back on?
Not at all.
I don't think
so?
he did.
You don't think so?
I don't think he would, no.
So shirtless Lebo's out. Michael Darcy's in.
With a shirt on, though.
With a shirt on.
I don't think the wife would approve of that.
You don't think so?
I
think she'd be like, "Oh, Todd."
No.
You don't think so?
I think she does not suffer fools.
When Lebo is quote unquote in shape, I think the term is skinny fat. Is that not?
Yeah.
The term you use?
You do get to a point where you're like, you're not. Your body doesn't look, but you're not going to get abs.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
Important tip for you there, Darcy. When you walked in here, did you know you'd be getting fitness tips from Kurtis Seaboldt?
I did not know. I did not. But I need them.
You brought a pen and paper. Did you write that one down?
I will actually go ahead and write that down right now.
I didn't really give any tips.
Advice from Kurtis.
I didn't really give any tips. I just sometimes you're just fat.
Yeah, I know. We mentioned earlier. We asked Kyle, who could you take? Just real quick. I suppose it's a different prism you look through here at the station than Kyle. Who here at the station, guys only, could you take?
Well, it's funny that you asked the question because I said back there while I was podcasting, I think me versus Jorge Soler, I think I could stand in there and take it. I don't know if I would win, but
I know you wouldn't.
I think I would definitely.
I don't know that he would. I have not seen him.
Darcy said he reviewed the tape.
I reviewed the tape.
Soler's form isn't great.
Soler fell down. He was wailing his fists around.
Yeah, it did not look like you don't know that this man might be a cage fighter.
Could be.
He may be a bare knuckle boxer.
He could be.
I'm not saying I'd win, but I'd stand in there.
Yeah.
I suspect.
You wouldn't run.
I suspect he's not. No cauliflower ear. Never comes in all banged up, but it could be he's just that good.
Yeah, could you can't
definitely
get
not.
I mean, Muhammad Ali never had cauliflower ear.
Okay.
Pretty as a girl, as he said.
Yeah. All right, we're going to play the feud. Michael, thanks for stopping in. We appreciate it. We have a contestant. That contestant has a name. It's John. John, you no doubt have heard the feud before. You know, you get a $25 gift card to Nick and Jake's. We're going to be over at Nick and Jake's tomorrow with the Masters. Always a great time at all the Nick and Jake's. Always great specials. If they get an eagle, I forget which holes. There's a couple of holes. If you get an eagle, everybody in the joint gets a gift card to Nick and Jake. So hopefully everyone will join us. You got a $25 gift card already, John. We'll make that 40 if you can win the feud, but you know you got to pick who you're going to play with. Are you going to play with me? You going to play with Kurtis, or you going to play with Darcy?
Let's go with Kurtis.
Kurtis,
right.
Okay. You know, Darcy won last week when I was gone. Are you aware of that?
The caller won last week.
Yes,
Darcy
the caller
was just
clutched
there.
up.
No, Darcy won. We don't make excuses. He didn't get in the guy's way.
Yeah.
It's fine. He won.
He
A dub is a
played
dub.
the game.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're going to play with Kurtis, John?
Know
Okay.
your role, do your job.
You want to go?
I will.
You want to go
Yeah.
first or second? You going to go first?
I'll go second.
Okay. So Kurtis will be
You'd have
first.
had a better chance if he did first.
Darcy, you want to go against John, and I'll take down Kurtis? What do you want to do?
Let's do that.
All right, it'll be me against Kurtis. It'll be Darcy against John in an epic showdown.
Or what I like is Michael Darcia,
Oh,
as they dubbed him.
okay. I like that.
Michael
Yeah.
Darcia.
I think it's
You done?
Michael.
No,
It's not.
it's Michael. It's not your Kel, it's Michael.
That's
true.
the way to remember it
Yeah.
now. Okay. Who was the reliever that came in for Reagan's today?
Avila.
I would say Avila.
Okay. Avila College. There you go.
That's who he's named after.
Is there a U in there anywhere, Darcy?
No.
Okay. Just want to make sure. All right, let's play me against Kurtis.
Give me Kurtis. Give me Soren. 6 answers on the board.
That's never going to end, is it?
Name name an athlete that has been featured in an insurance commercial.
Petro.
Soren.
Patrick Mahomes.
Mahomes, number 2.
Oh! Don't screw this up.
Ooh. I'll say
Say it quick.
Travis Kelce.
No, that was awful.
No, awful.
My
Not
God.
on the list.
We'll definitely play, right, Darcy?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Darcy, what you got?
What are the odds that we blank this squad? Can we get some odds out there?
Are we
Shut
allowed
out.
to talk amongst ourselves?
No, we just got to go back and forth. We can talk when we go for the steal. But I'm feeling pretty confident about this. You go next.
So I throw a name right now?
Yep.
I'll say Aaron Rodgers.
Damn it.
Rodgers, number 1.
I love this category until I realized I only had one name, and that name was Rogers. Well, how'd you phrase the question?
Just ask for odds on the shutout.
I know, and I'm an idiot.
All right, there were 6 answers on the board. 1 and 2 are gone with Mahomes and Rodgers. Name an athlete that has been featured in an insurance commercial.
Okay, in an insurance commercial. Athlete. I think Steph Curry was in one, wasn't he?
He was, but he did not make my
You
list.
shut your mouth.
C. Reich 1.
I'll say
Do we keep the music going this long? I can't remember.
Not usually.
Okay.
I extended it.
I'll say
fine.
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark,
Nice.
number
Yes.
5 on the board.
There you go. Good one. Her from the logo. What am I missing? I feel like I'm missing something obvious here. Insurance commercial. I'll go. I am drawing a complete blank here. I will go with Michael Jordan. I don't know. I got nothing.
Strike 2.
How am I missing this?
It's athlete, right?
Yeah,
That's right.
Insurance commercial. You said Aaron Rodgers.
We do keep the music going. I thought we piped the music down.
It'll be done in about 20 seconds.
I'd hate to see you go.
Oh, this could be such a dumb guess. I put down Blake Griffin.
Oh yeah, he is. Yeah, that was
Not a
that's
bad
dumb.
guess,
That's
but
a
did
real
not
good
make
guess.
the list. That's
All right.
strike 3.
John, the only name
Over
I could
Curtis
think of
John.
was Deion Sanders. And then the
I was
Aflac
thinking
commercial.
Chris Paul.
Yeah, he was one of those. Aflac's
I don't
insurance, is it not? You like Deion or Chris Paul?
Oh shoot. Let's go Dion.
Deion Sanders?
Ah,
yes.
man, alive.
I was like, damn, that is good. You could have had Nick Saban, but he's not really an athlete.
That's
He's a
going to be
coach.
70 over to Darcy and Soren.
Thank
The ones
you.
you missed, number 3, Chris Paul. Number 4, number 4,
Sorry,
Peyton
John.
Manning. Number 6, Baker Mayfield.
Okay.
Oh.
That's right,
Don't
he
you,
was-
boy? You got to feel bad about that one, Kay.
Not really.
You know?
Nah.
No. There you go, John. He really cares about you.
All right, John, let's test your buzzer real quick.
John.
There
There
it
you go.
is.
Good job.
All right, give me John and give me Darcy. 7 answers on the board. Name a Super Bowl winner of the 2010s.
Darcy.
Darcy?
Team or
Team. I'm looking for the team.
New England Patriots?
The Pats, number 2 on the list. John, can you do them one better?
The Chiefs.
There you go.
That's number 1 on the board.
Yeah. You gonna play or pass, boys?
We'll play.
Okay.
I'm going to go Giants. Only won
Did not
twice.
make the list.
You're not good at this game.
Apparently not.
Let's see. What about the Eagles?
There you go.
Philadelphia
See
made
how
the
easy
list.
that is, Curtis?
Oh, I'm
No.
sorry. They did not make the list.
They didn't make
My
the
bad.
list?
My bad.
Denied.
That's two strikes.
Oh, the bell rang, though. The bell
Good.
rang.
Lord.
2 strikes on the board, Kay.
I'll go Seahawks.
Seahawks, yes.
There you
Number
go.
4.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. Take the training wheels off.
Let's see. So we guess what? The Patriots?
Patriots, Chiefs, and Seahawks are off the board. Eagles were a strike. Giants were a strike.
Strike. What about the
They won 20% of the Super Bowls in that.
Broncos?
Denver, number 3.
Well, there's only 2 left, and I'm going to say Baltimore Ravens.
The Ravens, number 5.
Let's see. So how many answers are left?
6 and 7.
6 and 7. The Saints.
Strike 2. Or I'm sorry, that's strike 3.
Let's strike 3.
Yep.
I used to be able to recount every Super Bowl winner, and now I'm going. Let's see: Chiefs 19, 18 Pats, 17 Eagles, 16 Pats, 15
That would have been Broncos.
Broncos, 14 Pats, 13 Seahawks, 12, 11, 10. Ravens are in there at 12, I think.
Yep.
11 and 10. Are we Steelers or Packers?
There are 2 answers left.
Yeah.
One of them's wrong.
I wrote Steelers down.
Well, somebody may have the 09 team that played in.
That
10.
would
They may
New
have
Orleans.
counted both the.
That would have been the Saints who have already been guessed.
Who do you got written down?
I wrote Steelers down.
I have Steelers and Packers. I can't remember.
The Packers were 11.
Packers.
Or 10,
The
11.
Packers 08.
Oh, wait. I'm getting my years
because-
mixed up.
Romeo Crennel. The Crennel's last year was what, 12? Packers had already won by then. Steelers over Cardinals. Does that sound right? Is that the one we're missing?
That would have been, I think, 09. 2010, though.
Okay. What do you want to go with?
Steelers.
We'll go Steelers.
Steelers, number 7. Number 6 is the Packers.
Okay, we were fine either
the
way.
Steelers won it in the 08-09 seasons. I knew there would be one that was wrong.
Fine.
The win's a win.
Fine.
The win's a win.
Why must you hate?
I don't hate.
We nailed it.
It's just
That's my bad on the list. I should have taken them off there. Ken.
No, you shouldn't have.
no, you shouldn't. If they guessed
No,
it.
if they guessed it. They guessed it.
Yeah, that's
What did we get?
That is 90.
no Giants,
90.
but the Steelers.
All right. There you go.
All right. This is going to be a short one.
Give me
Don't
Curtis.
say that. Don't say that.
Give me Curtis and
Dig in, Curtis, for God's sake. What do you-
Royals offense
Bear down.
over there.
no. Why aren't you picking that you'd kick his ass, Kyle? I mean, you see what kind of fight he's got left in him. He's already quitting.
I don't need to attack Curtis. All right, give me Curtis. Give me Soren. 7 answers on the board.
I'll attack Curtis.
Name me an event in the Winter Olympics.
Petro.
Soren.
Curtis.
Hockey.
Number 3.
Number 3. Oh, damn.
I'll say.
Don't screw it up. No
Figure
pressure.
skating.
Figure skating. There you go.
Number 5.
Oh wow!
All right, we're going to play, right?
We can. I don't know
we're
how
not
confident
we're not
I
gonna try
feel,
to
but
steal it. We're not going to try to steal it at all. Yeah, we'll play. We'll play. You're up.
curling.
There you go.
Curling, number 2.
I'm just going to start with a blanket. You tell me if I got to be more specific. I'm going to say skiing. No skiing of any kind.
Nope.
Downhill skiing.
These are our listeners.
Slalom. No skiing
So
of
does
any kind.
bobsledding count as skiing? Is that
No.
okay?
No. Is that where you're
I'll
going?
say bobsledding.
Number 1.
Bobsledding's one. So how does it? What have we gotten? Where do they rank?
All right, you've got 1, bobsled, 2, curling, 3, hockey, 5, figure skating.
And how many are there total?
There are 4, 6, and 7 left.
Well, these whack jobs, I think, are going to say the luge.
Number 4.
Oh no, I'm kind of tapped out after bobsledding. Winter Olympics. I'm hockey was 4?
3.
3.
No skating of any, so no figure skating.
Figure skating was number 5.
Figure skating.
Oh, no skiing of any kind.
No skiing, yeah. Because they never ski in the Winter Olympics. Only 700 events.
Snowboarding.
Why must you hate?
Number 7.
Oh, that's just crap. So what's left? Just 6?
Just 6.
No skiing of any kind. So if I say a sport that includes skiing, or just nothing with skiing in the name, okay. All right. Well, damn, what the hell else do they do in that thing?
I was thinking like basketball, but that's summer.
Yeah. What the hell else is there? All right, so we have 0 strikes, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so I can try. I'm gonna try.
No, you have a strike for skiing.
Oh, for skiing. Okay. I'll go with. What the hell else do they do in those over there? I'll go biathlon. It's got skiing in it.
That's the only thing I had left.
It's the only thing I had written down.
Strike 2. Darcy, what you got?
Is the sport inside or outside?
No, you don't get to ask
hints.
Come on now.
Hints.
Be a man. Be a man. Tough guy.
I do not know of any other winter sports.
I know one I can think of, but
I'm surprised I got snowboarding. Archery. I'm guessing that was not close.
frigid out there
That
with
is
the bow and arrow.
3. Over to John and Kurtis for the
All
steal.
right, you better get it, boys.
I'm out of ideas. John, you got anything?
Boy, there you go.
I mean, I'm at a loss if there's no skiing. I mean, literally, nothing like cross-country skiing. There's all kinds of skiing.
Yeah.
But I guess there's,
Is,
I mean, there's something.
It's like the Iditarod. That's not an Olympic event, but
Yeah,
they do the
like
with the
it.
dogs.
yeah, there you go.
That's probably not going to be there.
That's probably not going to be there. No,
Yeah.
that's a good point.
I mean, they did something new last year, I think, called skeleton, but that's the only thing I can think of.
They've been doing that for a while. That's the luge on your going head first. You know, why wouldn't you get your noggin out there in front when you're going 70?
You saw the guy that hit the post and died. Well, let's do that head first instead. It's much safer. I want to be able to see
What
the
a bird's
post.
eye view.
I want to be able to see the post.
I want to see what I'm hitting.
immediately.
The impending death coming my way.
Might as well go with that. I got nothing else beyond that.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else, so we'll hear
can't.
the buzzer here in just a second.
No.
There you go, John. That's going to be 90 over to Darcy.
Hold your tickets.
Ooh.
Hold your Oh, yep. That's enough. 250. Ski jumping is the only thing, but it's got skiing in it.
The one you missed, speed skating.
Speed skating.
I was thinking of that.
I thought skating would be.
I thought skating would fall under that
No,
umbrella.
he said
but
figure skating.
True.
I can't believe you didn't think of that. John,
I can't believe you didn't think of that.
do you regret your decision to choose Kurtis?
No, not at all. I
He's a
regret
quality
not
individual.
going with Chris Paul over Dion, but no.
That's the only one. If I left it to you.
I know. I picked the wrong one.
Yeah, that's what everybody wants, a teammate that puts the blame on them, Best kind of teammates to have.
Yeah, not like I'd know anything about that.
We had a very Royal-like batting average today.
Yeah, John, it was not the best performance, but you are still going to Nick and Jake's
Yep.
with a $25 gift card. Come on out tomorrow if you want. We'll hang with you at Nick and Jake's during the Masters.
No, it was fun. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, John. Thanks for playing. We appreciate it. We'll get some information from John and get him all set up. Well done, Darcy.
I cannot believe it went that well.
You
2-0.
Undefeated.
2-0? Undefeated?
You're undefeated.
Is this a winning streak now?
It is, and I keep records on this. I got to get last week's scores.
Four is a winning streak.
But I have a spreadsheet that I keep the records on, and you're going to look really good on it.
Darcy, I believe the previous zone producer is 0-2.
Okay.
I think Dylan struck out twice.
Dylan was so excited and did so bad. and the worst part about when Dylan did bad, his father would call him and shame him.
Yeah.
Because his father was a big listener as well. And he's like, I'd get a text from his dad. He's like, I can't believe this guy's my son.
Well, I will not be getting those texts.
Okay.
No musical talent.
Oh, so you're saying
and he's bad on the feud.
Okay. Well, there you have it. Darcy, we appreciate it, buddy.
It was great.
You go make that list of who you're afraid of here at the station.
I will do. We're going to talk about that tonight.
Yeah, I look forward to that. You and Kyle, that'll be the big one. Putting that bracket together, I look forward to it. We'll take a break. Come back. We'll talk some Royals baseball when we return.
The program with Soren Petro.
Papa John.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Listen, I'm not bragging about the fact that we've had to do a lot of plumbing work around our house over the years. I'm going to tell you, there's nothing more frustrating than when you find out that, guess what, the shower drain won't drain. The toilet won't flush. How about even worse, the toilet is leaking downstairs. That's right, it's coming through the ceiling because somehow somebody didn't set the toilet properly. Look, I've been through it all. It is the worst. The good news is I found the answer. The ones to know? The Plumbing Pro. Listen, locally owned and operated since 1980 right here in Kansas City. Coach Steve has been here the entire time. There are a lot of companies, you see the trucks, like, oh, I know that name. It's been around for a while. Do your research. You'll find that there's only a couple of companies left in Kansas City that are actually Kansas City owned. Yeah, they still use that name, but they're really some out-of-town conglomerate that's just here to try to squeeze every nickel they can. Not the Plumbing Pro. Locally owned and operated. They raise their families here. They're part of the community. They're the best when it comes to plumbing. All different types of plumbing issues, no matter what you might be dealing with, whether it's sewer, septic, drain installation, repair, even those big jobs that require backhoes and heavy equipment for big complexes. They do it all. They've been Kansas City's best since 1980. They're still Kansas City's best. Locally owned and operated. I know. I've been so grateful that I found the Plumbing Pro. Great guys doing a great job, locally owned and operated. That's what I want. That's what we're about in my house. That's what the Plumbing Pro is about as well. If you need anything when it comes to plumbing, call the Plumbing Pro. Call 816-763-8200. The ones to know are the Plumbing Pro. 816-763-8200. Even shower and tub remodels, yep, they do that as well. In fact, ask for the Petro deal. You can get $2,000 off a new tub or shower replacement. I know, we just did it ourselves. The one to know, the Plumbing Pro. Call 816-763-8200. Find them online at theplumbingpro.com.
Low testosterone can be a real problem for many men. It causes poor sleep patterns, decreased energy, low sex drive, and it makes it really hard to stay in shape. And as we all know, a healthy body is very important to our overall health and well-being. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if some or all of these symptoms sound like you, we can likely help you be done with low T. We can also help you lose weight, support your metabolism, improve your gains in the gym, and more with our new targeted body composition plans featuring GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, PDA, and more. Our low T protocols, applied in conjunction with our body composition plans, will help most men see real improvements, true weight loss, higher energy, improved sleep, stronger workouts, and a renewed sex drive as well. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood.
All right, the Twin Peaks, end of the hour answer. Who's the only pitcher to have 3 hits and 3 RBI while throwing a perfect game?
3 hits and 3 RBIs. David Cohen's pretty good hitting. But he was in the American League, and they had the DH then. So
this guy was
an NL guy.
This guy was in the American League pre-DH.
Oh, pre-DH. So we go back into the 60s and whatnot. Wouldn't even know where to begin.
Jim Catfish Hunter.
Catfish Hunter.
Oakland versus Minnesota in 1968. It was the second nighttime perfect game. Sandy Koufax's last one, or his only one. It was last of his 4 no-hitters was the first one. First nighttime. Hunter would have been 80 today. I know he passed away in 1999 at 53, but I didn't remember what it was. He had ALS.
Did he really?
Yeah. He died barely a year after he was diagnosed.
Wow. Catfish Hunter reminds me that back in the day, your baseball nickname used to be based upon whatever deficiency you may have had. Well, Mordecai Three-Finger Brown.
Right.
Catfish Hunter, not a good-looking man.
No, Hunter's. I think if I remember the story correctly, Finley said, "What did you?" You asked him some kind of thing about it. He goes, well, here's the story. When you were 8 years old, your family you kind of ran away. They didn't know where you were, and you showed up like 6 hours later, and you had the biggest catfish you've ever seen. That's who you are. Something along that line.
Really?
Finley actually said, "Here's the story." He asked him a question. He goes, "All right, here's." I
thought it was because of the mustache. They thought he looked like a catfish.
He did for sure. Well, let me see. I have to.
Wow.
Get that exactly. I remember it was Finley supposedly sat him down and told him what it was, and he went, "Okay, that's me."
You signed my check. You want me to be catfish? I'm catfish.
Yeah, it said it is commonly cited that Finley gave the Hunter the nickname Catfish in 1965 because he thought his 19-year-old pitcher needed a flashy nickname. The story circulated that his family gave him the nickname as a child when he went missing and was later found with a string of catfish. But it says there is no truth to that explanation. Okay.
No truth to it. So you just
that's the thing that's kind of been out there. Everyone has said that. I didn't.
So you were getting bested by trolls on Twitter before there even was Twitter, is what you're telling me.
And this was the Liberty Valance effect. The legend becomes fact. Print the legend.
Yeah.
And it says, however, articles published mere days after his signing in '64 referenced the nickname, as well as that of John Blue Moon Odom, who signed at the same time.
Where did it come from? Did they say?
Actually, it was before he had signed with the A's. But
they didn't say what it was.
Where, okay. But it wasn't. It's
because he looked like it.
He did. Yeah, I'm not sure if he looked like that when he was in 1964, but boy, it sure fit when he was playing.
I was gonna say if he let the owner tell him that was the name, he's got less scruples than I do.
He also had 80 grade dad hat too. That hat was always way up on his head.
Yeah,
a lot of those guys were in the 70s. He definitely had it.
I once was up for a job where they wanted me to act like I was Irish. And wanted me to go by the name Crunch Kelly. And I think I was going to get the job, and they go, "Okay, how much?" And I shot them a giant number, and they go, "We weren't even thinking about half that." I go, "Yeah, like 2/3 of that's to call me Crunch Kelly."
Yes.
You know, if you
I'd like to have a job later, and I can't if I'm Crunch Kelly.
If you want me to be a doofus, you're going to have to pay me.
Yes.
And I will say that was a good decision.
I would agree.
That was a good decision.
As was mine.
It was a good decision just to see the look on the guy's face when I shot him the number. He's like, we weren't even thinking about half that. I go, "Yeah, I know. That's what it's going to be to call me Crunch Kelly."
As was me turning down Fan Man.
If you haven't been offered just an absolute ass job in this industry, you're yet to really work. Like when I was at Syracuse, they used to say, "You don't work in radio until you've been fired." Right? That was their way of telling you, you're going to get fired. Everybody gets fired in this industry. Like, "Oh, okay, great, super." And but I'm going to tell you, I don't know that that's the case, but if you haven't at least been offered a horrible gig, then you haven't really.
At least I got a nice Plaza restaurant lunch out of it. That was nice.
Yeah.
Food was good.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. No. I don't think so. By the way, someone gave me props. Our friend Tate Vobach was listening on Monday, and you made somebody. Did you go to Mass? I went, no. He said the timing was just spectacular. I played it back. It was pretty good.
Easter Vigil.
Yeah.
Even more so.
You go to Easter?
Saturday night.
No.
Yeah. By the way, there goes Easton. Go get him. Go get him, Kyle. Let the beatdown begin.
He wants to.
Nice. This kid just got engaged. Just got engaged, and you're talking about...
Well, if he brings the heat up and in, I'm coming after him.
Okay. All right. Just to know. Just to
He
make sure.
brings the heat up and in. I'm coming after it.
Yes.
That was good.
Congratulations to Easton.
Yes.
Getting engaged. You know, like we've said, what could go wrong?
Nothing. Nothing.
There's no chance my wife is listening, but if she is, the biggest eye roll you've ever seen just came right now. But no chance. No chance.
Royals did something interesting today. Something they've all done 3 other times in their history.
I guess Kurtis is ready to move on.
Well,
Let's get back to baseball.
I'll goof around all day if you want. I'm usually the reason why we go down this road.
It was. I was actually impressed by how you did it. I was like, that was the right time to do it. Well done.
Not bad.
10-2. Royals lose to the Guardians today.
Mm-hmm. The thing of note that they've done. Now,
Bob Feller twirling a gem.
Yes.
For the Guardians.
The 4th time in their franchise history that they have had 14 strikeouts at the plate in back-to-back games.
So they're not hitting the ball at all.
No.
At all.
No.
I will.
6 hits in last 2 games. 6 hits, 28 strikeouts.
Well, didn't they go 10 innings in the midst of because Carter Jensen's homer came early yesterday.
Yeah.
And it was the only hit they had.
Yeah.
And then they didn't get a hit in this one until the 3rd or 4th, right? I think they went 10 innings.
Something along that line.
Without. That's what my buddy told me. He said
I don't doubt it.
10 no-hit innings in a row just ended it was a Michael Garcia dribbler too. Or maybe it was over to 3rd and then it was a bad throw that they gave him a hit on. But, when you're going up against a guy who coming into today had a 3.65 ERA.
Yeah.
Not that that's horrible.
When you're going up against a guy, you have to go, who is that again?
Joey Cantillo.
Yes.
Or Cantillo. I don't know how he pronounces it, but
he can do it to anybody.
He's
not bad, but it's just one thing if you're going up against, Chris Sale and Garrett Crochet or somebody.
I will say I don't know if today's numbers are factored in, but 20 Ks and 14 2/3. I'm sure today's numbers are figured in based upon the numbers you're giving me. But 108 strikeouts last year and 95 1/3. So he's got some stuff.
Some K stuff.
It's a Guardian. Listen, if you walked into that clubhouse, 20 minutes later, they'd have you at least a serviceable 4 ERA.
Yes.
They just wave wands, and anything comes in, they turn it into a pitcher.
I do not know how that happens, but it is something special.
They listen. That's where the Royals aren't. They may not be there yet, but nobody had any aspirations nationally for Noah Cameron.
Yeah.
And he was top 5 in the Cy Young.
Yep.
They're on their way.
Rookie of the year or Cy Young?
Rookie of the year. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you. I said that yesterday, too. Rookie of the year. Did he finish 4th?
I'll check.
I have no problem. The only guy who should have been ahead of him was Nick Kurtz.
Yeah.
I'm fine with him winning it.
I think Roman Anthony somehow in 60-something games was ahead of him.
I was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. And everybody loves the WAR number and all that, but they paid no attention to it when it was Noah Cameron's.
He was 4th.
Yeah.
Nick Kurtz and Jacob Wilson were 1.
Jacob Wilson had no business being ahead of him.
No.
And then was Roman Anthony 3rd?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Noah Cameron 4th. That's ridiculous. Cole Reagans leaves the game early. Comebacker blocks it with his pitching hand. That the base runner reached on that. He couldn't get over it. Tried to pick it up with his glove, didn't get it. And then 4-pitch walk and a double, and they said, you're out. The double was 94 miles an hour. I don't know if they were thinking, okay, he's not gripping the ball right, but they they brought him out.
Yeah, so after that liner had hit him, and it was disappointing because he struck out Stephen Kwan looking 96, and then 98 to get the 2-hole hitter. Then I think it was Ramirez who hit the liner at him.
Ramirez just finds new ways to hurt the Royals.
Yes, he does.
By the way, I hate that happened, but if I got a man crush these days when it comes to baseball, it's that guy.
It's easy. Get in line.
I mean, he's like 5'8", 5'9", crushes homers. He's kind of tubby, but steals bases.
Yeah. Plays really
Maybe
good
he's
defense
not
at
tubby.
third.
Maybe he's not tubby. Yeah. Maybe you're
he
like
walks like he's tubby.
He has kind of a fat
this,
face.
He's got this.
He's got the fat face.
Yeah, he's got the puffy, the jowls.
But he steals bases and plays short.
Yeah,
when you want him to.
I think he played third, and he's
moved really to third now, but he was playing short.
He made a really nice play where he ranged far to his left and threw out a runner by half a step. He just does everything.
That would be the player. I would. Like, I like Vinny a lot too. I think Vinny probably in other markets has that kind of appeal as the everyman type of approach, but. Like, you can't identify with Aaron Judge. Anybody gets an Aaron Judge jersey, you're just a clown.
Yes.
I mean, oh, yeah, that's me. 6'7".
Yeah,
built like a block of granite.
Right.
Michael Darcy can go get him a Aaron Judge. But what's Darcy, 6'1", 2"?
I don't think so, no.
He's not that tall?
I think he's probably 5'10", 5'11".
Oh, my God, no.
I'll fight him tonight and see what happens.
I look forward to that.
Look for the tail of the tape.
But... yeah, the offense is not coming around, right? Like right now, it's not coming around. And, at some point it's like, well, we faced some good pitchers. Yeah, it's called baseball.
Yeah, if they're in the majors, they're probably pretty decent.
If you can't hit up on the White Sox, then I'll start sounding the alarms.
Yeah. Yeah, this weekend is
minimum how many runs need to be scored?
4 games.
The White Sox right now are listed as giving up 65 runs in 11 games. So they're giving up almost 6 runs a game.
Yeah.
4 games. How many they got to score? 50?
I put
60?
the minimum at 16.
20.
Well, yeah, I think we're more at. I think they need to be 5 a game. That's below the White Sox average.
Yeah.
They're giving up, like I said, almost 6 runs a game. I think they need to score at least 20 runs.
And if they, and I think
if they score 19, I'm going to be like, well, but if they go through 4 games, even if they go 3-1, and they go 1-0, 2-1, 3-1, and lose 7-1,
and
we're going to be screaming the alarm come Monday.
And there's also a qualifier: 20 runs, and one of those is like the game earlier this year that
it can't be 18 of them in one game.
Yeah, they're 13 to whatever. And then they score 3 and 2 in the others. And there needs to be a consistent success on offense. They've got to get 5 in at least 3 of the games, and 20 overall. I'll add that to it. 3 5s and
a total of 20.
And a total of 20.
Okay,
that's where I'll put it.
Well, it would be nice. It would be nice because they are not scoring, and.
Or 2 5s in a total of 20.
Well, let me ask you this. So that's what we're going to do. Do we think they're going to score 20 against the White Sox?
I don't.
You don't?
No.
Okay.
I mean,
are they in Chicago or is it?
It's here.
Here.
They're coming home. Yeah.
I'm curious how the weather.
Back-to-back homestands on the weekend without being the same homestand.
They have a weird homestand. We were looking at this later. Jay and I were looking at this earlier, and they have one of those weird Cardinals are in town. They're playing
2 here and
Friday.
2 there.
They're playing Friday and Sunday. No, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. It's a 3-game series, but they don't play on Saturday, which is weird.
What's the date? Oh, I know what that is. We talk about this. That's World Cup, isn't it?
That's what it is.
I think there's a World Cup game.
That's right. Never mind. So it's not weird.
It's the Phillies, isn't it?
I thought it was the Cardinals. We're looking at when do the Cardinals.
Well, look at isn't there a Philly series? Because weren't we talking about, we were trying to figure out why in the schedule the Phillies were in Kansas City on July 4th? Like, why wouldn't, on the 250th anniversary of the country, maybe the city of brotherly love, where they wrote up a lot of their documents?
That's the weird thing.
Maybe we'd put the Phillies at home, but I think they're actually.
They have an off day on Friday, and Philadelphia's here Saturday, Sunday, Monday. That's what it is. It's an off day.
But what day is July 4th? Saturday.
Saturday.
So the Phillies are here.
Are here.
And we couldn't figure it out, and then it turns out that there's a World Cup game in Philly.
Yeah,
I think.
And they wanted why it's not they're not playing on Friday. Maybe is there something going on here? It could be.
I might have, if I were the Phillies, I might have been like, listen, I know it's a big deal. Give us a different day.
Yeah.
We're going to put the Phillies at home and have a heck of a firework display.
Right. And the Cardinal one here is, it's June 18th, 19th, and 21st. They're off the 20th.
So we believe there's a World Cup game that day.
Weather, pretty decent. There's 78 tomorrow. 59 on Friday, but then back to 76 and then 69 on Sunday. So it shouldn't be cold, well, except for one night. But as far as if you're looking for weather, as far as runs,
if Bobby Witt hitting a nice double today. Although it was a pretty fat pitch. I'm like, ooh, like to see you lift that and get that on out of here. But again, it's a good pitcher that he was up against. But getting the double and a couple of hits, I feel like he's going to start turning the corner. I'll say yes, they get the 20. The White Sox are crap. Still.
Cool.
I'm going to say yes, too. Their lineup has improved. I'll give them that, but there's nothing to be excited about in that pitching staff, except maybe Shane Smith, but that's it.
Isn't Eric Fetty back with the White Sox?
I don't know.
I think I was looking at pickups already. I think I saw, Fetty, where's he? He pitched for a couple of different teams last year, but I think he's back with the White Sox.
Yeah? Yep.
Okay.
You know what his nickname is?
Con.
Tree
Fetty. I was thinking of confetti.
Oh, no.
You know?
Tree Fetty. And when he hits the ball, it goes whop. They call him Fetty Whop.
Yeah. So the Royals dropped 2 out of 3 to the Guardians. Had a chance. The one they should have really won. You wouldn't feel so bad about today if they'd won yesterday.
Yeah.
But just no offense. None yesterday. One hit. One hit? That's all we got? One blank damn hit? That's Major League, by the way. Write that down. You need to go watch that one, too.
Yep.
When are we starting Kyle Reviews the Classics?
I'll start with Lebowski. I'll do it this week.
Okay.
This weekend.
Okay. We're going to slot it. We got to figure out the day of the week in all summer, from here to the end of summer.
We should make it Mondays after Matt Derrick.
You think so?
Yeah. It's a good hole that we have right now.
We'll talk about it.
Okay.
We'll talk about it. But yeah, Kyle's going to review the classics.
And I've confirmed, yes, June 20th is World Cup, or for the weird Saturday day off. There's a World Cup game in KC on Friday the 3rd, and there is a World Cup game in Philadelphia on the 4th. So that's why they didn't go Friday, Saturday, Sunday with Philadelphia here. They went Saturday, Sunday, and Monday because they're here because of their World Cup game, and they're off on Friday because of our World Cup game.
Okay. There it is.
So, you got questions, we got answers.
There you go. 913-810-810. You're in the program. Is this an old song or is this something new?
This is Grateful Dead.
Okay. All right. You a Dead fan?
No, it just works nice as a good bumper.
Okay.
I use it quite often.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think I've heard of it. I just didn't know where it was coming from.
They could play.
Our buddy Jed approves.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
He'd love. We had a lot of Dead being played back then. It is the program here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Petro, Seaboldt, Collier with you. Little news.
Yes.
Old
friend alert.
Well, I know Kyle was dreaming about a reunion with Juwan Taylor. It looks like it's not going to happen.
Nope. Falcons and former Chiefs free agent offensive tackle Juwan Taylor reached an agreement today on a one-year deal with a base value of $5 million and additional $1 million in incentives.
So it appears they don't value him as high as the Chiefs did a few years ago.
No.
1 for 5 plus 1. That's a good deal. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I mean, when he doesn't get a penalty, he's a good pass blocker. Not a lot of interest in run blocking, but a good pass blocker. That's not bad. That's a decent deal.
That's a great deal for them.
We also had a buddy of ours chime in that the Phillies are hosting the All-Star game the following week. It's part of the reason why they are not at home on the 4th of July.
Yeah, they're...
So that's the main reason they're not at home on the 4th of July. Well, it still sucks. I mean, it's the 250th anniversary of the country, and a lot of it started in Philly.
All-Star breaks the 13th, though. 13th to the 15th.
We said the next week. I don't know. I didn't text it.
I'm just.
You know who sent it to us?
Yeah, I'm just saying the 4th is on a Saturday. The following week's the 6th to the 10th, and they're All-Star game is the following week. The person you got it from, I trust his judgment more than mine, but I'm looking at the schedule, too.
Okay. So good to know.
Interesting.
And we do have some fallout from the brawl. Jorge Soler, Ronaldo Lopez, both been suspended 7 games.
7 games?
Wow.
7 games?
How does that work for a pitcher? I mean, is it just 7 of his team's games?
Yes.
I would think, yeah. I got you. Well,
that's 2 starts. They're making sure it's 2 starts is what they're doing. But
interesting.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming. Is this a new thing? They don't usually suspend him that long, do they?
Wow. By the way, he is appealing, and he homered in his first at bat today. He's like,
Ronaldo Lopez has reached a settlement with MLB, and his suspension has been reduced to 5 games.
Well, blink your eyes, and maybe he'll be. How long did that appeal take? I like to appeal. Okay, fine, 5. All right, thanks. How'd that go down?
Are the people you're appealing to the same people who handed down the original suspension? And how do you just go, we think you get 7. I think I should get fewer. Okay, 5.
That's what it felt like.
Or is it a different, did he have to state his case? What was his case? It should only be 5. I mean, yeah, I clocked him in the head with a baseball, but only twice.
I didn't throw my glove down.
All right, the Chiefs have made 15 top 10 picks in the common draft era. Who was the first? Brought to you by La Feta Delicatessen.
the ass. He's done it all on the gridiron from South Bend to Arrowhead. From football on the radio, back to football, then more radio, then a little more football, and now radio again. It's Chiefs Hall of Famer Tim Grunhard on the program.
Brought to you by The Plumbing Pro. When you really need a plumber, the one to know is The Plumbing Pro. Visit them online at theplumbingpro.com.
Welcome back here on the program here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Soren, Petro with you, along with Kurtis, Seaboldt, Kyle Collier. And time to talk to the one, the only. He's a life coach. He's a Chiefs Hall of Fame center. He's a football insider. He's everything. He's Tim Grunhard. He joins us here in the program. Timmy, how are you?
I'm doing great. It's good to be on with you guys. And we are 15 days officially away from the draft. And, you know, we had a long time to talk about the draft this year with the Chiefs bailing, not making the playoffs with their 6-win season. So it's here, and kind of glad it is. There's been a lot of speculation, a lot of talk. The Chiefs have a lot of opportunities. I think this is the most important draft the Chiefs have had probably since 2000, maybe 17, when they started to develop this run that they went on, and maybe they need the kind of talent that they got in 2021, where they really hit the jackpot and brought in a bunch of good football players. So a very important draft for Brett Veach, Andy Reid, and the Kansas City Chiefs organization. So it's going to be an exciting couple days for Kansas City and the Kansas City Chiefs fans as we look at some of the new names that we brought into Kansas City.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, I want to mention Tim Grunhard, always brought to you by our friends at The Plumbing Pro. They handle complete plumbing service, sewer, septic, drain installation, repair. The guys at The Plumbing Pro, they're experts at everything. If you need underground sewer or water lines replaced, yes, The Plumbing Pro, they're the guys to know for that. They use low-impact pipe bursting. It helps save your landscape, driveway, and sidewalks. Instead of digging everything out, they can actually thread a new pipe through the old pipe. It basically crushes the ceramic old pipe that's there, but with a new state-of-the-art modern pipe. It's one of the ways that you can save a lot of money. Imagine replacing driveway, sidewalk, landscaping. The Plumbing Pro is a plumbing expert at all things plumbing, locally owned and operated since 1980. Steve and his crew are absolutely fantastic at what they do. Find them online at theplumbingpro.com. That's theplumbingpro.com. Timmy, have you developed a draft crush since you mentioned the draft? You got somebody, I think you've given up your early dream of Jeremiah Love coming to the Kansas City Chiefs. You got a new crush that you'd love to see, whether it's at 9 or later in the draft?
I really don't have a so-called crush like I had the last couple of years. But I do think that the Chiefs have a great opportunity this year, whether they pick at 9. I think they're going to look at the defensive end at the 9 position, whether it's David Bailey or Bain from Miami. But I think both of those guys may be gone by the time 9 rolls around. So my draft crush it's kind of the Soren Petro theory of drafting, and get as many lottery tickets as you can get. I think the Chiefs should trade down. I know there's a lot of talk with Minnesota about trading down with them and maybe picking up their rush end, the defensive end. I think it's Greenyard is his name, and maybe picking him up with the 19th pick and just kind of this is there's not a lot of blue chippers really after the first 10 picks. There's just a lot of depth. There's a lot of good football players that could be picked. And I think that the Chiefs this year, I don't want to be defensive, but I think it's going to be a defensive draft. I think that you're going to see the Kansas City Chiefs. And for me to say that, I love to go out and get wide receivers and offensive linemen. And obviously I wanted a running back, but I think that the Chiefs are going to go really heavy on the defensive side with corners, maybe a safety. They're going to look at some linebackers, some interior linemen, and there's some guys that they can get. And there's a lot of quality in the second day of this draft. So my draft crush, and this is completely against my usual line of thinking, is to go ahead and move down and get as many picks as you can get. And that includes even looking at trading the 29th pick, which is that 5-year option, to some teams that want to get a guy, and whether it's a quarterback or whether it's somebody, the running back position or maybe the wide receiver position, that they can hold on for 5 years, because in the first round you have that 5-year option. So I think some teams will be interested in going up and getting that pick. So my draft crush this year, I know it's not sexy, but is to go ahead and move down and get as many picks as you can.
Yeah, I'm always, by the way, thank you for joining the team. I appreciate you coming over to the team trade down side. I'm always
just this year, Soren. I'm not going to say I'm on the team forever, but this year you got to look at every draft individually. And I think this year's draft, there's just so much depth in the defensive interior line position. They're talking about maybe 17 defensive end rush ends going in the first couple rounds. So there's some depth in this draft to look at, and I just think it's a good idea to go ahead and get as many picks. This has to be a turnover year for the Kansas City Chiefs roster-wise and getting a little bit younger. That doesn't mean it's a rebuilding year, but just a younger influx of talent, and I think they could do it in this draft.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think there are a lot of names and we're going to play a little game a little bit later on where we'll do one of the mock draft simulators, and we won't do any trading. Although the PFF one allows you to make trades, we're not going to mess around with that today because I go down a rabbit hole and I get my draft chart out and I'm figuring out what would be a legit pick and I end up spending an hour on one mock draft. We're just going to zip through the picks here in a minute, just because I think if people don't have it, it is behind a paywall and there are other ones out there. But I think it's a great exercise if you do really like the draft, just go ahead and do it because. It gives you a much better feel for what these general managers are dealing with. And also you can set, like on PFFs, you can set how fast it is. It's like, and put yourself on an 8-minute clock, right? Like that's what they're going to have in the first round. And I don't know what they are in the later rounds. Like it's down to 5 in the later rounds. But stay on that clock. Make your pick that fast, and you will get a better appreciation for what these general managers do. But to your point, a couple things that I notice as I keep doing these simulators is I take defense early, right? And I do think I do love the trade down. And I think that I keep finding these defensive linemen where I'm picking at, 29. I always try to trade down at 9. And at 29 and at 40, there's all the same guys, right? I feel like you can, even trading back at 29 would be great. I mean, I think the second round is probably the sweet spot. Like, if I could move out of 9 and 29 and get into the second round and then pick up a bunch more picks for later this year or next year, preferably pick up multiple thirds over the next couple of years. If I could go from 9 to 29 and get 2 second-round picks and then get me, a second-round pick next year, an extra third a couple extra thirds this year and an extra third next year, I would be thrilled, right, to add that kind of quote-unquote draft capital, to use the buzzwords that are out there. But I keep finding that I'm like, okay, this is the same guy. Like at 29, I'm looking at the same guys that I'm looking at 40, which to me, if you, the purpose of the simulator is to simulate what the other teams are doing. And I think the Chiefs and most teams have a pretty good read on what their other teams are going to do. If you've simulated the draft, which they do many, many times, all the different, they call them scenarios, right? If you've done that and you keep finding this depth of what you want later, then that should point you in the direction of trading down. And that is what I find. I find that second round, I'm like, here are all these guys. I'd be happy with any of these guys. Now, I don't think the Chiefs are going to be as happy with as many because they've done a background. This guy oversleeps and this guy, doesn't stay in shape and whatever it is, they're going to have these little dings on him that we don't have. We just see them as these, their overall body of work football player. But I mean, I do think you're right on, Tim. I feel like the sweet spot's kind of the second round. And so getting more picks in that area, I think would be great for the Chiefs.
Absolutely. I think that, hey, listen, we don't want to find ourselves in a position like we have over the last couple of years with the salary cap. It's as simple as that. Listen, I've read all the different crazy things about maybe Dexter Lawrence and maybe Trent Williams and all those kind of things. And it may be some great clickbait for social media, but the reality is that the Kansas City Chiefs are finally have the ability to swim their way out of this crazy salary cap swamp that they've been in over the last couple of years. And the last thing they need to do is bring in some guys that, Trent Williams is going to cost you a lot of money, and he's 38 years old, and Dexter Lawrence. What's that? Yeah, Lawrence. Yeah, Lawrence from the Giants. Listen, he's getting paid pretty well right now, but he's asking for a lot of money. He's got 2 years left on that contract, and if you bring him in, you're going to have to deal with that too. So let's go ahead and get younger. Let's bring some guys in and get some guys on their first-year contracts, get some guys on rookie contracts, and give the Chiefs an ability to take a deep breath and see where they're at after the next couple of years and bring in some younger talent. And listen, this is how we started this run of the Super Bowls that we were on in 2017. It was influx with talent in 2021, and I think this is a great year to kind of start that kind of rhythm and that kind of idea once again this year.
Yeah, we're talking to Tim Grunhard here in the program. Football insider, life coach, all-around swell guy is Tim Grunhard. Timmy, you mentioned Dexter Lawrence. About a $20 million cap hit is what you'd be getting when it's all said and done. Some of his money stays behind, and you'd have that for the next couple of years, except for he's going to want a contract extension. So you're going to have to throw a signing bonus and tack on a couple of years on the back end, but you're going to have to give him a big chunk of money this year. With that, you can redo his base salary, bring that number down. So there is a way to make that lower, but to your point, the Chiefs are right around where basically the room they have is for their draft right now, and they probably even have a little bit more, at least according to some of the cap sites, probably a little bit more work to do as far as restructuring goes to make everything fit if they're going to draft all the guys that they're set to draft. How about it? Let's vet Dexter Lawrence. You're not ready to go down that road. You don't think it's worth it for a guy that'll turn 29, I think, in November, to add him to the mix?
I really don't. Listen, if you look at Dexter, he had 34 pressures last year, and Chris Jones wasn't that productive, statistically last year, and he had double that. So he's 2 years left on the deal. You're right. At 29, he's going to want big money after. Listen, he's a nice player. I'm not exactly sure what you're going to get. Now, listen, when you have Chris Jones over at the 3 and you have him at the 1, or you put Chris Jones to the defensive end position and you put Tonga inside, it's a pretty stout defensive line. But I just think that if you look at the defensive line position, and we'll talk about that obviously in the draft, it's one of the deeper positions. Like you got the Peter Woods from Clemson. You got the McDonald kid from Ohio State. You got Lee Hunter from Texas Tech. You got Caleb Banks from Florida. He was a top 15 talent last year and had a little bit of off year. And the same thing with Peter Woods. A lot of people thought that if he came out, that he would have been higher in the draft also. So I just think you can get some younger guys that you can develop and listen, I think anybody, if Chris Jones is playing the way we hope he can play and the way that we think he can play, I know he's getting a little bit older, but he's going to take up a lot of blockers. He's going to take up a lot of attention. So whoever that other guy is going to have himself some individual battles and one-on-one battles. So, I think if you can get a younger guy in with some talent, some size, and some quickness, that the defensive line will be okay with a younger guy at that position. I just don't see it. I'm in the kind of the realm of my mind's eye of, listen, the Chiefs have got to get younger this year, and I just don't think that fits into my criteria and fits into the scenarios that I've been looking at.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit. You mentioned Caleb Banks. I did a mock draft last night. By the way, I went just so here's where you are. I traded out of 9 to get extra picks. Traded all the way down to the second round to 34 and got a pick for next year.
Nice.
All right. I can't remember who I did it with.
Who'd you take next year?
No, I'll get to that later.
Oh, wow.
But at 29, I took Caleb Banks, who you just mentioned, 6'6", 315, 20 pounds, from Florida, who's had a couple of foot injuries. He's definitely a red flag as far as the injuries go. But to your point, Tim, he's a definitive first rounder if he's healthy. So I took Caleb Banks at 29. I took Lee Hunter, defensive tackle from Texas Tech. We're doubling down, Kurtis.
Yes.
Yep. I'm done screwing around with trading back for Derek Nottie.
Yes.
I'm grabbing me a D tackle. At 40, I was very pleased that Zion Young was there.
Wow.
I've heard some rumblings that maybe he didn't interview so well and some question marks. But at 40, can't pass up on the talent on a 6'6" defensive end. So I add again to the defensive line. And you know what I did, Tim, because I'm just crazy? You know what I did at 74? I took Darrell Jackson, 6'5", 335-pound defensive tackle from Florida State. I am done screwing around with the defensive line, Tim. I took 3 D tackles and an edge in the Chiefs' first 4 picks, and I got some extra draft picks along the way. And so, that's what I talk about. I'm like, when I got to Darrell Jackson, I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to take another defensive tackle, but he's by far, I think, the best player on the board. So I'm like, well, screw it. I'm going to do it. And so now we've got 5 defensive tackles, really 6 defensive tackles that we can rotate. I was like, screw it. I'll play Chris Jones out of defensive end. We'll put Zion Young at one side. Chris Jones will become part of the rotation at defensive end. And now with Tonga, with Omar Norman-Lott, who, remember, got hurt. I think a lot of people may have forgotten that the Chiefs still have him. I'm going to have plenty of defensive line rotation. Big people. We're going to put big people on the field, Tim.
You know what they always say? Defensive tackle is the currency of football.
That's right. Hey, and you know what? I think Spags would like that, and that's one of the things I don't think that he's.
Well, he better.
Well, we talked about it when he first came here. One of the things that Spags likes to do is he likes to have a rotation of 8 defensive linemen, and they haven't had that rotation over the last couple of years. They just haven't, and so I agree with you. And you know what? Don't forget about my friend, the Godfather, Dante Corleone from Cincinnati, a nose tackle. Just that name alone has got to be worth a 5th-round pick or something. He's a big classic nose tackle who takes on double teams, and he's a culture setter. He's a big physical kid who plays inside. And listen, I don't think you take him any higher than 4. But to your point, I mean, I did my homework on this defensive inside guys. You got Woods, you got McDonald, you got Hunter, you got Banks, you got Miller from Georgia, you got Jackson from Florida State, you got Holton from Oklahoma, you got Corleone, you got McClendon from Missouri. There's just a lot of defensive interior guys this year that you just don't see that in drafts. So I'm in the contention. I think it would be malpractice. I'm even going to go as far as that if the Chiefs don't move one of those first-round picks and go and get more picks. This is the year to do it. Yeah, the first 5, 6, 7 picks are pretty much set. When you get to 9, I think you can get some quality at 19 that you could probably get at 9.
Yeah.
So I am just all in this year. I'm moving down. Listen, if the Chiefs want to go out and get a wide receiver, I get it. But, one of the things that we were going to talk about a little bit was a wide receiver that for the Chiefs that has found himself out of trouble. All of a sudden, he dodged another bullet. So, Rashid Rice is going to be around, and, you drafted him. And if he could stay healthy and stay out of his own way, maybe you don't need that wide receiver that you thought you might need if he was going to be suspended. So there's just so much depth in this on the defensive side. Don't forget about the 3-down linebackers. The linebackers are good. The safeties are good. The corners are okay, but maybe you could probably pick up one of those in the first round with that extra pick that you don't get. So I think this is going to be a defensive draft. I think that there's some – in the first 10 picks, I think you're going for the best available athlete, which is another thing that I can't stand, but it's probably the reality. Maybe you get a wide receiver there, but you got to go heavy defense because just a lot of guys. And by the way, this defense needs an influx of young people, and this is the draft to do it.
Yeah. By the way, what we've heard is Tim will be throwing up in his mouth during this draft this year.
Right.
It's going against everything he believes in. We'll talk about it. We'll do a little mock draft when we come back. Tim Grunhard's with us, Football Insider life coach. We'll also get into Rashee Rice. He's cleared now by the league, but what does that mean for his future beyond next year? We'll talk about that. Kyer Elam's a Chief. More with Tim Grunhard. He's brought to you by our friends at the Plumbing Pro. Listen, if you tell them right now that you want the Petro deal, you can do what I did. That is remodel that shower and tub area. We had a disaster going on. We needed more shelving. We needed more space. When you got teenagers, they like a lot of the products, right? The shampoos, the conditioners, the different things. You need the shelving. We needed it. We remodeled our tub and shower. The Plumbing Pro was absolutely fantastic. Ed was great coming over, setting us all up. The work was done perfectly. It was so great working with the Plumbing Pro since 1980. Locally owned and operated. Still locally owned and operated. Mention the Petro deal. Get $2,000 off a new tub or shower replacement with the Plumbing Pro. Call 816-763-8200. Find them online at theplumbingpro.com. More with Grunhard next here in the program.
The program with Soren.
right, the La Feta Delicatessen, end of the hour answer. Chiefs have made 15 top 10 picks in the common draft era. That's since 67. Who was the first?
15 top 10 picks.
Top 10 picks.
In the common draft year. So Buck
67.
Buchanan's out.
Correct.
The first in the top 10. Ooh. So it's pre-Neil Smith.
Mm-hmm.
Pre-John Alt and Bill Moss.
Yeah, and Moss was top 10.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pre-Bill Moss?
It's pre-Bill Moss.
Well, Art Still and Mike Bell were top 10s.
Barely pre that.
Wow.
Okay, barely pre, because Art and Mike, they were like 78, 79, right in that range.
Number 2 overall for both, I believe.
When did they get Blackledge?
83.
Was it?
Number 10 overall pick in 19...
Willie Scott?
Nope. Number 10 overall
Anthony
pick in
Hancock?
1977.
1977.
Out of
Brad
Baylor.
Buddy? Oh, out of Baylor.
And possessor of the coolest mustache in Chiefs history.
Gary Barbaro. Gary Green.
Gary Green.
Gary Green. I nailed it, Tim. Did you hear how I nailed it there?
You nailed it.
You know, I mean, I've said if you give me 5 clues and 6 tries, I'm going to nail it every time. Every single
and you did
time. And there it is. Just yet another
and it's Gary
nailing.
Green's birthday today.
Is it? Oh, no. I was just looking at top 10 picks.
Well, I like the way you think, though. That's how it usually is. Gary Green, happy birthday. He's 67 years old today.
I couldn't find any decent birthdays today.
I had dinner with Gary Green when I was but a wee lad. Going back to, when the Chiefs season ticket holder dinner was held in a small ballroom for a handful of us that actually had season tickets. And Gary Green was there and was talking to everybody. And a friend of my family's said, well, you got a place to sit for dinner? He's like, I'm not sure where we're going to be. Well, you're welcome to sit with us. So I got to sit right next to Gary Green and talk his ear off all dinner. And then, of course, the Chiefs turned around and traded him the next year. So
to the Rams.
Yeah, my favorite player.
He made his final Pro Bowl appearance in 85.
Yeah. Heck of a guy.
Yeah, but you know what, Soren, you were lucky in 1990, the 40th pick, you got your most favorite player of all time come to the Kansas City.
Oh, man.
Who always talks to you.
My favorite player of all time. Holy cow. In 1990, was that Dino Hackett? Who were we talking about there?
Before. Who was it?
Who would
that have been?
Favorite lineman. Dave Zott didn't go that high.
No,
Dave Zott was in the, I believe, 8th round?
Ninth?
I think it was 7th
round.
Round?
But, yeah, man, he was my favorite. Who are we talking about here, Tim?
Maybe a certain Syracuse running back?
Mike Owens. Yeah, he went in the 10th round. Yeah. No, we're talking about Timmy.
There you go.
Chiefs,
there you go.
We're lucky to get him where they got him.
Derek Graham?
Yeah. It's funny because every year when the 40th pick comes around, I always pay attention. I kind of spark up to see who's going to be picked in the 40th pick. And the Chiefs haven't had many 40th picks since my pick. And this year they have one in the second round, the 40th pick. So can't wait to see who the new Chief is. Will be picked at the same spot that I was picked in some long years ago.
Long years ago. All right, Tim, let's do this. Tim Grunhard is with us, brought to you by our friends at The Plumbing Pro. The ones to know, listen, if it won't flush, if the drain won't drain, if you can't do a load of laundry, there's only one group of guys to know. It's The Plumbing Pro. Steve and his great team, locally owned and operated since 1980. Find them online at theplumbingpro.com or call 816-763-8200. Tim, I thought we'd do a mock draft live on air, no net. I want to be clear. No net. We are doing this without a net, okay, and no preparation.
Right.
You ready to go?
Preparation. I am not ready to go, but I will do it. This seems like another opportunity to slam Tim Grunhard. Let's go. Let's do it.
Another opportunity. Like, when has that ever happened?
Oh, yeah.
Have you, by the way, just sidebar, have you heard Kurtis try to say the name Luinder Avila?
Oh, boy. Have you heard Trent try to say the name
I am the
Luinder
last person
Avila?
to make fun of anybody.
Yeah. Avila. How would you say that, Tim?
Avila?
Avila?
Yeah.
Avila?
Even though it's not what you're saying it either.
But Kurtis has introduced the letter U
Avila.
to his last name. See?
Avila.
He's got him ovulating.
Avila.
Which
but
is
you've got it. But you've got the wrong. You got to accent.
I don't care.
Like we're both in the back seat here, dude.
No.
Neither one of us is driving.
Yeah, but the difference is I know I'm an idiot. This is the first time you sound like an idiot.
Okay.
And so it's fun. We always mock. I've been waiting for Timmy to come on so that we could gang up on you for a pronunciation. All the years of Munga and the different things that Timmy's had. I wanted Timmy to have a chance to crap on Kurtis. He's always picking on you, Tim.
Yeah. It's
Fire away.
Me that's doing that.
It took me a whole year to say Suamatia right. So,
Well
and the Chiefs do a great job of drafting people that I can't say their name. I think they do it on purpose. So if you look at, I guess it'd be Mansour Deland will be the pick of the Chiefs this year. Is that
pretty close?
That's pretty good.
Mansour Delane.
Delane.
But I do like how you made him French.
Yeah.
I think he does.
Monsieur Delane.
I think he is currently in chef school.
He's actually playing for the French flag football team.
He'll wear a beret the entire all through practice.
And smoke a tiny cigarette.
Yes.
And
paint.
Yeah, and he paints. Yes, good to know. All right, you ready? Let's go. No net. Here we go. We're gonna do it. We're fast and furious. Okay, I'm gonna start the draft. It's off and running, and let me just tell you, I'm not going to tell you every player that gets picked in between the picks, but here at the top we will. Fernando Mendoza just went to the Raiders. Arvell Reese to the Jets. Sonny Styles, Ohio State linebacker to the Cardinals. David Bailey, edge from Texas Tech, goes 4 to the Titans. Ruben Bain, to the chagrin of many out there. There he goes, including Matt Derrick. Ruben Bain goes 5 to the Giants. Spencer Fano goes 6 to the Browns. Jeremiah Love goes 7. I don't think that's going to happen, but 7 goes Jeremiah Love to the Commanders, and 8 Mansour Delane. Goes down to the. I'm excited to go to the French Quarter in New Orleans. Yes, where they fry water. I look forward to it.
I block in your general direction.
Or cover.
Yeah. I cover.
Savoir-faire is everywhere.
True.
All right, so here, according to the PFF mock draft board, are the top players that are available at pick 9 for the Chiefs. Francis Mauigoa, offensive tackle from Miami. Caleb Downs, safety from Ohio State. Carnell Tate, wide receiver from Ohio State. Dylan Tieneman, safety from Oregon. Monroe Freeling, tackle, Georgia. Kenyon Sadiq, tight end from Oregon. Makai Lemon, wide receiver from USC. Jermon McCoy, corner from Tennessee. And Olaviega Ione. We have not had. We don't think the Chiefs are going to take a guard, so I have not even ventured down the road of the Penn State guard that is expected to go kind of high. Olaivevega. Oleva.
He goes by Vega.
Vega.
Here.
Okay. Vega Luan.
It's probably, I think it's a capital
Luani?
I.
Okay. Ione.
Okay. Ioani.
Iowani. Okay. Iowani not taken. Anyway.
I not one he tried to pronounce that.
No, thank you.
Not going to take him. Not going to need to figure that one out. So where do you go here, Tim, with pick number 9?
All right. I am going to go with the best athlete available in my mind's eye. Now, listen, once again, if I was the Chiefs, I would want to trade down from this position because the defensive ends that I wanted are gone, and the cornerback that I think that would have been a nice fit was just picked at 8. So I'm going to go with Carnell Tate, wide receiver from Ohio State, and hope that he falls into the same pattern of the other Ohio State wide receivers who've come out over the last 4 or 5 years. There's been a lot of good ones who've come out, and they've shown that they can compete right away. I know there's a lot of people that have talked about the wide receiver from Arizona State, but he's had so many injuries. I think he had some lower body injuries and a shoulder injury or something like that over the last couple of years. I'm going to go with the thoroughbreds from Ohio State wide receiver stable and go with Carnell Tate.
Okay. At pick 29, you're back on the clock. The players that have gone right in front of you, 26, the Bills took Caden Proctor, offensive tackle, Alabama. 27, Caden McDonald, defensive tackle, Ohio State, goes to the 49ers. And Blake Miller, offensive tackle from Clemson, goes 28 to the Houston Texans. You're on the clock. Top on the PFF board, TJ Parker, edge, Clemson. Max Ineakor, tackle, Arizona State. Denzel Boston, wide receiver, Washington. Caleb Banks, the aforementioned, defensive tackle, Florida. Peter Woods, defensive tackle, Clemson. Any of those names strike your interest? Christian Miller, defensive tackle, Georgia is there. Caleb Lomu, tackle, Utah is on the board. What are you thinking?
Well, I apologize if you said this name. It's hard to keep up with all those names. I'm not that smart. But what about Terrell? What about the Terrell kid from Clemson? Is he on the board?
Avion Terrell.
Avion Terrell, the corner. Yeah. He went number 24 to the Browns. He is not on the board.
Okay. And what about Brandon Cisse?
Brandon Cisse, the corner from South Carolina. South Carolina, I think. Yeah. Brandon Cisse. He should be there. I'm not seeing him on our list.
I'm gonna go with a young secondary guy. Listen, we've got to start addressing the secondary. I think the cornerback position, there's really not a lot of depth at the cornerback position. So at 29, we've got to go and address that. And there's a couple good ones left. Brandon Cisse, I believe, is a nice corner. He does a good job of his coverage skills. He's not afraid to tackle. He's a pretty aggressive kid. The South Carolina defense as a whole last year was really the only thing that kept them viable in the SEC, and he was one of the guys that did that. So I'm going to go with cornerback out of South Carolina, Brandon Cisse.
All right, so now you have gone wide receiver and corner. You have not addressed the defensive line at all.
Here we go.
We're now at pick 40. The players to go in front of you. Pick 36 to the Raiders, Peter Woods, defensive tackle, Clemson. 37, TJ Parker, edge, Clemson. 38, Lee Hunter, defensive tackle, Texas Tech. 39, Zion Young, edge, Missouri. You're on the clock. According to the PFF board, we've got Emmanuel Pregnon, guard, Oregon. Caleb Lomu, tackle, Utah. Ty Simpson, quarterback, Alabama, is still there. Looking to trade down maybe at this point if somebody's coming up for a quarterback. D'Angelo Pons, corner, Indiana. Chris Bell, wide receiver, Louisville. Jacob Rodriguez, linebacker, Texas Tech. Chris Johnson, corner, San Diego State. Or do you have a name that you'd like to come from elsewhere? I'll give you some of the other defensive linemen if I just kind of scroll down the board. Gabe Jacobs, edge, Illinois. Malachi Lawrence, edge from Central Florida. I got one listener who's been emailing me about why not Malachi Lawrence on the edge. Jadarian Price, one of your Notre Dame guys, running back there. Next, defensive lineman, Joshua Josephs, edge, Tennessee. Derek Moore, edge, Michigan. Josiah Trotter, linebacker, Mizzou. Any name catch your fancy?
Well,
we'll do two more picks.
Once again, Sonny Skiles is gone, the linebacker from Ohio State.
Yes.
Okay, he's gone. Well, that sucks. Okay, is this once again now? You're scrambling. I do think once again we have to go defense. I do like some of the defensive ends in this position, but once again, Caleb Banks, is he still around? Is Darrell Jackson from Florida State still around?
He is. I think I'm gonna have to scroll down because they usually have him going lower. I'm sure he's probably still there.
But is Banks?
Yep, there he is. You want Darrell Jackson?
Yeah, I want Darrell Jackson. He's a massive dude, 6'6", 315. He's got unbelievable length. He can, with that length and that size, get after the quarterback. He's he's considered a disruptive pass lane guy. And that's what the Kansas City Chiefs need to do. They need to start getting guys off the spot. They need to get their quarterbacks that they're going against to kind of move around a little bit. And everybody double teaming Chris Jones. We've had no help from the other defensive tackles. So if you can find a bigger guy with some length who can get after the quarterback with that kind of size, then that's the guy that I'm going to look at. I know that everybody wants to go after a defensive end. I think that there's some ability in the next couple rounds to find some really quality guys at that. But right now, I'm going to go with Darrell Jackson, Florida State, 6'6", 315-pound interior defensive lineman.
Okay, I like that pick because especially now that I look, I put that in already, and at 74, man, it's the phone book. The top positions are edge, corner, running back, guard, tight end, edge. I'll give you some of the, if you're thinking edge, Danny Dennis Sutton of Penn State, Romello Height of Texas Tech. I mean, you get into the weeds pretty quick. A lot of corners. Like, I think corner might be a spot here where the Chiefs have a guy that they like, Davison Igbenason from Ohio State. I mean, you find out that I think that run, because I look at the edges and the D tackles, they're not going to be there at 74.
Nope.
Right? Like, I think that's the purpose, and I won't make you, unless you've got a guy that you've seen that you think late third round, if you got someone you kind of like, throw out the name and I'll look and see if he's still here. But the one thing is I do this time and time again, like that second, early third, you better have your defensive linemen by then because they're gone. After that, you're looking at real projects. Like, that's the thing that this tells me.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, I think you have to start addressing the defense and, once again, getting younger. And went with the athlete at the wide receiver position at 9, went defense, and I'm going defense again. We'll see where we stand. And then I'm going to start maybe peeking at some offensive linemen and see if we can get some depth at that position.
I'm going to give you their highest rated edge, which is Danny Dennis Sutton from Penn State. And then we will review your picks, Tim. Tim has come out and taken Carnell Tate at number 9, then Brandon Sissy from South Carolina, corner at 29. Darrell Jackson, defensive tackle, Florida State at 40. And at 74, he gets an edge rusher from Penn State, Danny Dennis Sutton. Are you happy with what you've done as we head to day 3?
Yeah, I think we adjust some of our needs on the defensive side. With all the turnover in the secondary, we were able to find a corner. We were able to get a counterpart for Chris Jones, who's getting a little bit older, and obviously, if we could find maybe a defensive interior lineman that could take away from some of the double teams that he gets, and maybe see if we can get some individual one-on-one battles inside, which is a tall task because every offensive line coach looks at Chris Jones and say, "Listen, there's the first guy we've got to stop on the defensive line," but now you go out and you find a defensive tackle with some size, some ability to get after the quarterback. I think that we're good there. And then we got another defensive end, a rush guy from Penn State who can, obviously I don't know a lot about him, but if he's the most quality guy, I haven't really studied in depth the second round and third round of the defensive ends, but I think the Chiefs would like to have gone defensive end, but they're gone. So this is they're settling for a guy from Penn State that I think, we'll see how he does.
Well, 6'5", 265, just a little over 22. I mean, I picked him for you because I think he fits the profile of what they would like. But I think this is a pretty productive draft. I think that they will take a defensive lineman in those first couple of picks. I don't think there's any way they get out of their first 2 picks wherever they end up drafting them without one of them being a defensive lineman. But I like the way you did come back around. I do like Jackson as a project. I mean, they get excited about their the D-line coach.
Joe Cullen.
Joe Cullen. All right. Well, here it is. Here's, I've seen this kid listed at 6'5", 335 even. I mean, this is a big mountain of a guy, and I think it's not just what you get from him. It's what he can do. If he can occupy the blocks and not allow them to so freely double-team Chris Jones, you should make Chris Jones better. And so, absolutely. Yeah, I definitely like them getting to the defensive tackle spot. So I wasn't loving that you didn't get to a D-line early, but the fact that you were able to get Darrell Jackson there in the second, and then you pick up an edge, nice rally, Tim. Well done. You did a good job on our mock draft exercise. I'm proud of you. Very
thank
impressed.
You.
Very impressed.
That, right off the cuff, I'm glad I did a little bit of I kind of broke down. In a perfect world, they would probably get a corner at 9. I would love Sonny Styles if he's available. Leo Chanel is gone in free agency. I do like, I don't know why, maybe it's just because of the name, but Dante Corleone from Cincinnati. I do like him, a 320-pound space eater that could help out in the run game. And then, you got the Warren kid from Toledo, who's a free safety. I think you can be able to find him in the 4th or 5th round. So I think the Chiefs are going to go heavy defense.
All right.
I think there's a lot of people out there that aren't happy with that, but the reality is that this defense needs an influx of some youth, and they're going to get it this year.
All right, we'll take a break. Tim Grunhard, always brought to you by our friends at The Plumbing Pro. Remember, theplumbingpro.com. If it's not draining, if it's not flushing, if you can't do a load of laundry, hey, ain't nobody going to be happy around your house. Call the experts. They've been serving Kansas City since 1980, still locally owned and operated. Not just the name, all the folks. They're Kansas City people. Find them online at theplumbingpro.com.
The program with Soren Petro.
Did you Google it?
I did.
What does it say?
The testicles.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Spring storms are on the way. This is SSJ, and now's the time to call Brian Donegan and his team at WeatherTech Renovations and schedule your free roof inspection today. Call WeatherTech Renovations at 816-988-8957 or online at WTRenovations.com.
Did you know that you can recognize outstanding teachers and students in our community by nominating them as Blue KC Sporting Samaritans? Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City is proud to recognize these individuals who make the community a better place to live, work, and play. Our education system is a pillar of the KC community.
theplumbingpro.com. We looked up, Tim, the best players ever taken at number 40, and we found?
And we found that by approximate value, Timmy's 6th all-time.
Wow, you're the 6th best number 40 ever.
By games started?
Yes, number 1.
2.
Number 2.
Only guys behind, Michael Strahan.
Only guy in front of, you mean?
Yeah, well, he's the only guy. He's behind as far as number.
Oh, the only one that Tim's behind, I see. Michael Strahan, very impressive.
The others that were ahead of him in approximate value, Al Bubba Baker, Brad Van Pelt, Bob Baumhauer, and Thurman Thomas.
A lot of defensive linemen and a running back there. So pretty good company, Tim. You
not bad from a fat guy from Chicago.
That's right.
Only a Hall of Famer has had more starts in the NFL than you.
That's pretty impressive. Real quick, Rashee Rice was cleared. I still that's great. The league's not going to suspend him. He still has a civil suit out there. The Chiefs are still going to be dragged into reporting on that, hearing about that suit, whatever it comes of it, unless it's dropped at some point. Does this clear the way to try? This would be the time to try to extend him if you were going to do it. Would you be inclined to extend Rashee Rice, or have you seen enough and it's, hey, let's try to get 17 games out of this guy in the door?
Yeah, I'm going towards I've seen enough, but if you could get him cheap, if you could get him right now where he's licking his wounds and he's in a vulnerable position where there's just not a lot of people out there banging on the door to bring in Rashee Rice with all the issues he's had with car wrecks and obviously listen, we got to the NFL did their due diligence, the legal community did their due diligence. They didn't find enough to charge him for these, so I guess we have to go with that. But no, if you can get him on a really good team-friendly deal, go ahead and do it. But I wouldn't throw the bank at him. I just don't. I think his inconsistency off the field is just too much of a red flag for me to throw a bunch of money at him.
Will you be traveling to Spain if the Chiefs get their wish and get to go play the Falcons in Spain this year?
With the two grandkids for their first Christmas, I don't think I'll be heading to Spain for Christmas this year.
Well, no, it's not on Christmas. It wouldn't be on Christmas. It would just be. It would be sometime this year.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be on Christmas. No, the answer is no.
Okay, well then I
feel for the Chiefs. So the Chiefs are going to play once again. I think they're going to play on Christmas again.
Well, they want to. That's the other thing. They're trying to get that. They want it. The league wants to spread it around. They want it again. Will you be taking the grandchildren to their first game on Christmas Day?
No, not this year. But the way that the trends have been going with the Chiefs on Christmas, I'll have plenty of opportunities when they get older.
Yeah, they want it, and the league wants to spread it around. But they really want to be the team of Christmas. They want to be the Cowboys and Lions of Christmas, and it doesn't look like the league wants to give them that. So we'll see what happens. But they've made it clear. They're on the record saying we want to go to Spain, and we want Christmas home game here. Tim, great stuff as always. We appreciate it. We'll talk to you again next week, my friend.
All right, thanks, guys.
It's time for the La Feta Italian Delicatessen End of the Hour question. Located on the southeast corner of 143rd and Metcalf. La Feta Delicatessen. Bread made fresh each morning, coupled with the freshest ingredients and sauces created in-house for you each and every day.
All right, on this date in 1974, Henry Aaron hit number 715. What reporter was the first to talk to Aaron after he crossed home plate? Brought to you by La Feta Delicatessen.
Men, we all know how important sex is in a relationship, both for you and your partner. But erectile dysfunction ruins sex, which can often have serious impacts on your relationship as well. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if ED is a problem in your life, you understand the impacts it has on you and the one you love. But I'm here to tell you that ED is a treatable condition, and almost without exception, you can have really good sex again. At Heartland Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men with protocols that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, good sex will be the norm. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a level of intimacy for you and your partner that might just astound you both. It's time to have really good sex again, so call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices: Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
Graduation season is here, so celebrate your grad with La Feta Italian Delicatessen. Pick up rocket sandwich trays on fresh Italian bread baked every
Larry King to a Prince concert. He's eaten Dairy Queen while watching a Duke game.
Certainly Duke is Duke.
He's seen the Princess Bride with his friend Earl.
Inconceivable.
Yeah, it's safe to say he's obsessed with the Royals. From inside the crowd, it's David Lesky on the program.
Brought to you by Ready Services, providing expert plumbing, drain cleaning, cooling, and heating solutions since 1957. Schedule your appointment today at ReadyServices.com.
All right, let's talk some Royals baseball. We are pleased to be joined by the publisher, the author of Inside the Crown, also my co-host on our Kaufman Corner podcast, David Lesky, joins us here in studio. David, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Doing great. Doing better than the Royals bats.
Yeah. Well, Carter Jensen's okay.
Carter Jensen is hitting.
He's been crushing it since his alarm
going off. It was a real wake-up call.
Oh, he did that yesterday with the.
Fine, I'm leaving.
His bat woke up. His bat woke up.
Yeah, he goes, his bat woke up. Yeah, so, listen, he earned it. He earned the right for it. But you and I have talked about this, and when is the time to start being concerned? And I keep asking everybody that, and I've posed it to the listeners and posed it to a lot of people. Jeff Passan said June 1, and there's a lot of people say 40 games, a lot of people say Memorial Day. I'll say this: I think the way they're going right now, because it's at an extreme. The way they're going right now, it's after the White Sox. Like, you're playing a team that is the second worst team at allowing runs in baseball, or at least has allowed the second most runs in baseball. They're averaging almost 6 a game, one run short of 6 per game through their first 11 games. And so we've said, listen, if they don't average 20, we're not even asking them to score what everybody else has scored against them. But in this 4-game set against the White Sox, if they don't get to 20, and Kurtis added the caveat of at least 5 in 3 of them. So in other words, you can't be an 18-run outburst in one game and then a 0-1-1. It's got to be 5 in at least 3 of them and 20 total. And if that doesn't happen, we will announce that we are concerned. We're not panicking. We're not freaking out. We're not calling for people to be fired. But we are announcing that we have officially reached DEFCON concerned.
Who are they facing? Let's see.
Or DEF concerned might work with that too.
Concerned.
DEF concerned.
DEF concerning.
Yeah.
DEF concerning.
Yeah.
So they got Anthony Kay, Davis Martin, Eric Fetty, and Jonathan Cannon.
Household names.
Yeah, well, look,
not exactly the 05 White Sox rotation.
What is that? 2, 4, 6, and 7?
Yeah.
2, 2nd, 4th, 6th, and 7th shortest odds for Cy Young? No.
Third, 4th, 6th, and 7th. Yeah.
To have heard of Cy Young.
So, okay, I agree. I agree to see. Well, some of them. I don't think they've heard of it. Even,
Who?
I agree to some extent. I also think, first of all, I think we can throw out yesterday. I don't think that's not baseball. Sorry. I know that it happened. And Cleveland scored 2 runs. The Royals scored 1 run. It was 26 degrees. Felt like I don't. Yes, they got 1 hit. Yes, it was frustrating. Yes, they could have done more. I don't care. I don't care what you do in a 26-degree day. I'm sorry. It doesn't move me either way. Honestly, it's not that it didn't happen.
Are we throwing it out for the pitchers too?
Yeah.
Oh, we are. Okay.
I don't see why. Why not?
Well, that's fair.
It's that you can't hit in that weather. Nobody can hit in that weather. I'm going to give you a few stats.
Was Cleveland the only place that was that cold?
I don't know.
Yesterday, I didn't know if we had
that moved.
Yeah,
the game.
I don't know what the weather was like yesterday around the league, but let me give you a couple of stats that I think are interesting. Through this very moment, the Royals are 9th in walk rate. They are. I'm sorting it now. My laptop crapped out on me today, so I'm using my phone here. That's fun.
Always fun.
Yeah.
Super fun.
Yeah. It can be done. There's more technology in your hand there than they had when they went to the moon the first time.
That is true. So I'm
they've
based on the moon.
According to most of us, they've gone to the moon again, at least around it. And there's much more technology than that in there now.
I would hope.
So, I always love when people are like, you have, but we have advanced.
Yeah, there's more elsewhere, too.
We've raised the bar.
They are 15th in weighted runs created plus. That's after the last 2 days.
15th out of 30?
Out of 30.
Okay.
They are currently tied for 11th in home runs. Now they're tied with a team that has played 10 games. Another team that played 13 games. They played 12. Okay. So there's some games played stuff here that gets out of play. My point here is that they've kind of treaded water overall. And you're getting 12 games. Yeah, there's 1 13 run. There's 1 8 run. But 12 games, you start to say, okay, that gets canceled out enough. It's not a big sample, but it's a bigger sample. And they've done it. Bobby Witt Jr. got his first extra base hit today, which is crazy. Vinny Pasquantino is playing like it's April. Salvador Perez, not looking good for me saying I'm not going to predict he struggles.
Right.
So far, not so great on that front. Those are your 2, 3, and 4 hitters. And so I agree that the White Sox are a team you get right against. And I agree that I like the way you put it, that you start to get concerned. You say there's at least a rationale. Like, I don't think there's a reason to be upset yet. I think you're right. If they go to the White Sox series, I don't know if it's 20 runs or if it's whatever. I think you get through that series and they still struggle. If they scored 11 runs this weekend, yeah, we should start talking about this as a problem. I do think it's important that there have been some good things happening without the guys who will do most of the good things doing the good things.
I agree, and that's why I keep stressing. I'm asking a question. I'm not making a statement, and the question is about when to become concerned, not when to fire people. Right. So, a lot of times you ask a question, and well, where are you going with this? I'm asking a question. You are the one who's going to go somewhere with it. I'm asking you the question.
If I knew where to go, I wouldn't have to ask you.
Yeah, I mean, I might I might offer my opinion afterwards and tell you, okay, well, I think you're wrong. I think we should be concerned now. I'm not concerned now for all the reasons you just said. They aren't chasing. Although aren't we a little bit worried, and I think you mentioned this on our podcast, aren't we a little bit worried that the chase rate being so good is partially because they're letting a lot of good pitches, a lot of strikes go by?
It's possible. I mean, I think that's – look, if you want to talk about Jack Caglione's struggles, which he looked great for 5 games or whatever it was, and now he's one for, I don't know what it is, 15, 18, 12, doesn't matter. I think some of that is he's struggling to figure out how to be a patient hitter, a more patient hitter. Now, does that mean that he shouldn't be? Does that mean that, okay, there's something between the 25% chase rate and the 40 that he should be at? Maybe. I don't know. So I do think that there is some passivity happening in some ways, not with Caglione specifically, not as bad as it was last year. Because last year, everybody looked at that walk rate in September and went, oh, he's taking more pitches. I'm going, yeah, because he's afraid to swing the bat. It's pretty clear. He's walking up to the plate, and he's decided I am swinging or I'm not swinging.
Yeah.
And he just didn't. He took a lot of strikes in September. It's not to that extreme. He does look better at the plate in terms of pitch selection. But I do wonder a little bit, is this a team that's changed their identity so much that they don't know how to hit with that identity?
Well, and I think with him, I think that's a relevant question. I think also with him, did he become so paralyzed from seeing that god-awful batting average that he's gone away from what it is he was drafted to do, and that's hit the ball over the wall because he doesn't want to look up and see 126.
Well, look, his launch angle, 0.9 degrees. That's his average launch angle. Last year it was 4.1, 4 somewhere in there. Everything is on the ground. I mean, he had that rocket double in the fog last week, and it looked like, oh, he's figuring it out. He's starting to lift everything, and then it's just gone again. And look, you're a big boy with big power. Hit the ball in the air. Yeah. It's going to go. Maybe not today in Cleveland or yesterday in Cleveland. I get it. The ball, it's 12 degrees. The ball doesn't carry, but hit the ball in the air, you're going to hit home runs. He's not hitting the ball in the air. You can't hit a home run on the ground. Yeah, I mean, I guess Bobby Witt Jr. probably could if he put it in the right spot.
Right.
But you're not getting many home runs on the ground. I'll say that.
Yeah, it is. He is, going to be the first guy after we get done with the White Sox, and I go, okay, I'm concerned about this guy.
Yes.
Because the power's just not there, and that's what he's been brought here to do. You don't need a 250-pound, slow-footed right fielder that bats you 275 with a 275 slug. Right? Like, nobody needs that. And so he'll be the first guy I sound the alarm bell on because we don't have any track record.
Well, the track record that we have is poor.
It's poor. Yeah. Yes, we do have a track record, and it's poor. Yes. No concern whatsoever on Vinny Pasquantino. I hope he gets it going quicker than he did last year, but I know it's going to get going.
Yes.
Little bit of concern I'll have on Bobby Witt Jr. The double today made me feel better, but that pitch was – I was pitch for the first 4 innings or so, and then I had other things going on while I was watching it. And in the first, that was the fattest pitch I saw. So, I was a little surprised. I thought they were going to be looking up for it to go over the wall. And the fact that they almost tracked it down had me a little concerned. So I like it. It's a double. It's in the gap. It was well struck. It was a good pitch, and he tagged it. But I hate to be beggars, can't be choosers, but
right.
I really think that when Bobby's going good, that's a home run, that he crushes that one. But
he did it. He had 111 miles per hour.
Yeah, okay.
So it's hit hard. I was looking 17-degree launch angle. So, you wonder a little bit too. The ball seemed to be dying to left and carrying a little bit to right all series. And I think that's pretty typical in Cleveland this time of year. So maybe that played a role. I don't know, but I agree that ball, you want to see him get a little more under it, because 111 miles per hour with a 17-degree launch angle is not getting over the wall, especially in Cleveland or Boston, wherever they have the tall wall. You get 25-degree, all of a sudden, yes, it's a home run. He did hit he had a rocket single on, it must have been Monday night. It had to be, yeah, because there was just the one hit yesterday. And so he's looked better at the plate, I think. He looked I thought he looked really bad over the weekend against Milwaukee. And one thing I've noticed, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you guys disagree too, but it feels like he starts to get going when he always has, I feel like he always has a line drive to right, and then he gets going the next game. And his last at bat on Sunday hit a line drive to right field.
That's when he's locked in. He's patient, he's waiting, he's letting the ball travel deep.
And I don't know if there's data behind that. It just feels like that to me. Okay. So, and it happened on Sunday, and then I think he hit 4 balls over 100 miles per hour on Monday, and then the double today. And so, maybe it's going to get going. And I think he does. He's typically hit great at Kauffman Stadium. That wasn't true in the first 6 games this year, but so maybe he can get going. But I do see your worry there.
Yeah, but it does feel like their starting pitching has been very good. Mm-hmm. We'll get to Cole Reagans here in a second, but their starting pitching has been very good, and that's it. And yet they're still hanging around here at 500.
Yeah,
and so now a couple games below, right? 5-7 now.
And the Tigers are, what are they, 4-7, 5-7?
Well, that's my frustration, is that the Tigers are giving you a head start and you're not taking advantage of it.
Right.
Like, I don't think the Royals want to come from behind on the Tigers. Like, I think if the Royals are going to win the division, they're going to get out in front of the Tigers, and they're going to stay out in front.
Probably, although the Tigers did show that they can be tracked down.
Well, the Guardians, did they contribute to that, or was it all just the Guardians didn't lose?
It was both.
I think it was a combination.
It was both. I mean, the Guardians didn't lose, but you don't lose a 15.5 game lead just because the other team's hot.
That's a fair point.
That's a lot of games to make up. The Royals were between them. When the Guardians were 15.5 out, I think the Royals were 11 out.
Okay.
So
and the Royals kind of went, oh, cool, check it out.
They got going for a little bit.
Look at them go.
It was like it was early September. We're going, well, if they win 2 of 3 and the Tigers, no, then they lost. 5-7 or whatever. But yeah, I agree. It's good and bad. I feel like it's like the we've talked about this, like the training camp where Mahomes looked great. Okay, how the D-backs?
Yeah, the defense.
The D-backs look terrible. It's there's a good and bad with. You didn't get out ahead, but you're not falling behind either. So,
right.
And I don't think anybody believes Cleveland is this good.
I don't. And I foolishly, you talk about being foolish with your Salvi's. You're not going to predict that he's going to struggle. And Salvi, I'm not that concerned about Salvador Perez. We can leave him for here in a minute. But Salvi's just always streaky.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to go a long time before I go, well, the hot streak. I just feel like a hot streak's coming. Just keep shooting. He's a shooter. Keep shooting, and eventually he's going to get hot and carry him. But on the Guardians front, I was all about they're going to crash. Like, this team has been overachieving for 2 years. It's time for payback, right? We've seen the yin. We need 2 years of yang now, and we're going to get it. And the Guardians are going to come in at like 73 and what would they be, 73 and 89. Like they're not even going to be in it. They're going to be down by the 20. And I mean, I don't care who they put out there. I said this. They'd take Kurtis, bring him into the clubhouse, give him a uniform, and by the time he got to the mound, he'd be a 3.95 ERA pitcher.
I would like to see that.
I mean,
and I'd be 210 pounds.
He'd look a lot like David Wells. Okay, in his Tiger uni.
Beefy dongs.
Yeah, well, okay. Yeah. Okay.
I forgot that was.
Now you're using my words in Curtis's voice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I just so I'm going to look like a fool. It feels like right now that the Guardians are just going to continue to contend all the time. But
so here's my question, and it's true of everybody this time of year. Like let's talk about the Royals. They're 5-7. Is this a bad stretch where they're treading water, or is this
who they are?
Yeah, or who they are? Is this a good stretch for the Guardians, or is this who they are? We don't know that answer yet.
What would you? I would, and we're homers. We're all Royals fans in this room, so we're going to tend to lean towards the homer side. But I'll answer that question first. I think that it's a bad stretch.
I agree.
And they're a good team that's hanging in the fight. I'm not about ready to announce I'm a moron for picking them for 89 wins. It's them.
Well,
their fault. I got it right.
I still think you're the moron. I had 87 wins. That's clearly right.
I'm insane. I think I had 89. Kyle, you had 88.
I was 88.
And he had 87.
Yeah.
Those were our predictions for this year. I just, for all the reasons you've said, guys that have a track record of hitting or not hitting.
Yeah.
Salvi might get old. He's the one that, being a catcher this old, I mean, he's entering the territory where there's like Carlton Fisk and...
That's it.
I mean, what other catcher in their late 30s was... I don't know how old Jorge Posada was when he finally wrapped up. But
that's a good question. I think he was younger than this.
Was he?
I think he was like 35, maybe.
But I'm trying to think of a guy who kept catching too. Wasn't like, well, he used to be a catcher.
Yachty
now they're
Molina.
saving. Yeah, they're saving him over at. Well, Yachty kept catching. He just didn't hit anymore.
He's he's
the example of what should happen.
Oh no, Posada was 39.
Was he? Was he hitting all the way to the end?
Not the last year, but he 248, 357, 454 his age 38 season.
Okay.
So him and Fisk.
Yeah, that's about all we got. I mean, Johnny Bench was done at like 34 or 5.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we're in uncharted territory. So there's a lot of history that says that there may be a parachute about ready to be attached to him and drag his numbers back. But not with Vinny, not with Michael Garcia, although that may be a career year, but not, we feel like with his age that, he should have more years like he had last year. Definitely not with Bobby.
No.
I think the platoons are working well. I mean, we talked about it. Their least productive positions, just the position when it goes to the plate, which is almost always Vinny Pasquantino at first and Bobby Witt at short, and then the collection of DHs, which are your best hitters that you're giving a half day off to, because they don't have just a guy, right? They don't have a Kendrys Morales that's holding down that spot. So it's Salvi and Carter Jensen, and it's guys that are hitting when they're in their position, then they go to DH, which is a phenomenon that happens. And,
sure.
It's one of the things that, I know every manager would love the idea of having 10 stud players and, the DH is just my half day off for everybody.
Every ninth day you DH.
Yeah, that sounds great, but some guys don't hit well when they're not in the game. But, yeah, I believe the hitting's going to be better. Cole Reagan's, I'm hoping is going to be okay.
Sounds like it.
I mean, sounds like it. It's precautionary. I'm fine with that. But where do we grossly... We tackled this a little bit on Sunday as well. Did we grossly overestimate the bullpen?
Well, I would say yes and no. I think.
Did we overestimate? Yeah, grossly. I don't think any of us thought it was that we were back to 15.
I think.
But I think we thought it was better, right?
I think we thought it was better. The problem is I don't think anybody expected Estevez to not find any velocity. And when that didn't happen, I've said it before, the bullpen relies on him in the ninth inning. It really, everything works because of him in the ninth. And again, it doesn't have to be him. It never has to be one player, but somebody's got to step up and do it. And then if it's Urseg who steps up and does it, and he's been pretty good, hit a little bit of an issue on Sunday, somebody's got to step into Urseg's role. And if they don't, then all of a sudden your bullpen is shallow, and Matt Strahm has not looked good. I think we all expected Matt Strahm to look good. He was throwing 90 down the middle on Monday night. He had a 4-1 lead. He gave one run. It didn't matter because he had a 4-1 lead. So whatever. But he gave up 2 on Sunday. Now, was he pitching poorly because he threw 29 pitches on Sunday? Maybe. But he also gave up 2 on Sunday. So he struggled. There's track record in the bullpen too that just hasn't been there. So if you give the offense grace because of that, do you give the bullpen grace? I think relievers are more volatile, so it's easier to say no. But also, Matt Strahm has been really good for a while. Lucas Urseg, even when he wasn't striking guys out, was getting weak contact, getting guys out. He got weak contact on Sunday. I mean, I thought, I said this on the podcast, I thought he looked mad when Lane Thomas didn't get to that pop-up, and I think it was a combination of Tolbert kind of deking him and Thomas not getting there. I thought Urseg looked mad. After that, he started getting strikeouts. He got a strikeout immediately. Got another strikeout on Monday. Maybe he just needed to get mad. I don't know. I can call him and insult him once a week if that helps.
Yeah.
If I'm happy to do it.
You'll take that on.
I'll do it. I'm fine with that. But
on the phone.
Yeah, I'm not in person.
Yeah.
I'm not an idiot.
No.
Well, I am, but not for that. But yeah, I mean, the bullpen struggled, and somebody's got to step up. And I don't know if that's Nick Mears, who's looked really good, by the way. I don't know if that's Daniel Lynch, who has looked pretty good. But do you trust that? I don't.
I don't think there's anybody. That includes. Well, they kind of use Urseg in a different way, but there's nothing in Matt Strom's career. He would be the only candidate that could step up 2 spots.
Yeah.
Right? Like if Estevez is your 9th and Urseg was your fireman and you want to call him co 1 and 1A and no one's 2 and Strom was 3, Matt Strom would have closed by now if he could close.
Sure. Yeah.
That's my feeling. And although there's been many a year he's been on my fantasy team while I'm waiting for him to get that shot to close, but no one ever gives it to him. And maybe it's coincidence, and maybe he'll get a shot this year, and maybe he's going to lead the Royals in saves. I don't know. I don't think so. But that will be a problem if Urseg ever does falter.
Yeah.
And you mentioned he's struck some guys out of late, but he still only has 3 Ks and 4 2/3. I mean, I will reiterate, this is not Andrew Miller at the peak of his power for the Guardians en route to a World Series where any time is like, here's the heart of the order, and he's going, 7 outs right here.
He's going to strike out 4 of them.
Yeah, or even he's the 3 outs that are 2, 3, 4 in the lineup, or 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, whatever it is. He is not justifying usage like that.
No.
Right now.
No. Although he did have, I think it was 1 through 3 1/3. And then 3 now through, 4 1/3 or 4 2 1/3?
Is that right? 4 and, let me see, where'd he go?
I think I remember he had 3 1/3 innings in his first few outings. And
4 2/3 now.
Okay, so the sample is so impossibly small. Look, he goes out there tomorrow and strikes out 2 in an inning, and all of a sudden he's back to a strikeout per inning. So it's tough to look at the numbers and do anything with that. But you're right. This guy is not the guy they want him to be, and the guy he was in late 2024. It's also not that far since he was that guy, but there are questions. And again, somebody has to step up. Whether it's Avila, is Dennis Collier, does he come up at some point? He's in Double-A. You can't trust that. I don't know. Mason Black looked great in spring training. Maybe he's that guy. Eli Morgan looked really good on Saturday night. Maybe he's a guy who comes up and stabilizes things. They either need to get 1 or 2 guys to dominate, whoever they are, or 6 guys that you trust every night. Maybe they don't dominate, but you feel pretty good about all 6 of those guys. And right now, how many guys do you feel good about? I feel good about Urseg. Not dominating, but I feel good about him. I feel good about Mears. I think that might be it.
Yeah.
End of list.
I feel okay. I mean, again, Lynch has looked good. The other night, I don't care about Wednesday night against the Twins. I don't care about any of that. The numbers are what they are. They couldn't pitch in that weather. That was brutal.
Wait a minute, they can't hit in some weather, and they can't pitch in that weather either.
They've had
if you can't hit in it, shouldn't that make it easier for the pitchers?
That weather you could hit in.
Which one?
Well, they couldn't throw strikes. That was what it was.
With the windy day?
No, the rain last Wednesday.
Oh, the fog, the London game.
I was at that game. I went back and I was ready to come home and write and eviscerate the bullpen. How dare you make Lucas Urseg pitch? The replay was on when I got home, and I sat down. I'm watching these guys. They can't land their foot. Nobody was throwing strikes. Right. Both sides. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I don't. The fact that every other game has been good makes me think, okay, you know what? I'm willing to say, forget it. I'm not. The numbers are what they are, and we'll forget about that by July and go, oh, he had a terrible game in April. But for now, I'm willing to say I'll give a little grace on that. But I still don't trust Lynch. I mean, I still can't. I don't look at Lynch and say this is a guy I want out there in the 8th inning of a 3-2 game, or in the 10th inning, or whatever. So yeah, I think it's Urseg and Mears right now.
I don't know. I will say that, 7 strikeouts and 5 1/3 for Lynch, and then the increased velocity.
Yeah,
from way up top. I mean,
and the amazing heads-up play.
That was incredible.
I've never seen that before.
I thought he was.
Really cool.
I thought he was badly hurt too.
Yeah.
And then he came out and it's fine, obviously. But I want to believe in him.
Right.
And remember too, he was great in September of 24, and he was so great in September of 24 that they didn't use him in the playoffs. Once.
I agree, but he was not this version. He was 91.
No, he was different. But he was getting strikeouts. I just need to see more to actually believe in that. But he's one guy, and look, I think Avila has a chance to be a good reliever in short spurts. So maybe he, so you start to look at it and you go, okay, well, there's two guys and there's two more, so you got to find two more to get to that six. So, yeah, but I'm worried about it.
Yeah, we're not worried about the starting pitching. We'll talk about that. Well, we are a little worried about Cole Reagans. Talk about that next. We're talking with David Lesky, publisher of Inside the Crown. You're in the program.
The program with Soren Petro.
And unbeknownst to me, I pull it off the spool. It hits and rolls out from under the stall.
Weekdays from 2 to 6 on Sports Radio 810 WHB.
Listen, I don't know about your household, but in my household, we're always trying to eat healthier. And thankfully, Hen House makes it so easy for us to do that. One of the things we love to do is grill up chicken breasts. My wife does a great job. She grills a whole bunch of chicken breasts. We have some that night, but then we chop some up. That's perfect for salads. Making wraps for the kids' lunch. We just put it in a container, and we've got all kinds of wonderful, tasty chicken breasts that we can use. It's such a great source of lean meat, and the best tasting chicken breasts you're going to find anywhere are at Hen House. It's raised, the chickens, right there in Ozark Mountain Country, just a little bit down the road. It's the freshest, best tasting chicken you're going to find anywhere. And right now you can get that boneless, skinless chicken breast. It's only $2.99 a pound. You're saving $1.30 per pound. Of course, the meat counter at Hen House, my favorite spot, always has all kinds of specials, like the Conecuh smoked sausage. That's $5.99 a pound for selected varieties. How about seafood? Seabest Easy Peel raw shrimp, just $6.99 a pound. You're saving $2.70 per pound. Make it a shrimp night. My wife makes a wonderful Caesar salad with shrimp. We just had my mom over. We had that the other night. Thanks to Hen House, we had the best tasting shrimp around. I even love when she cooks it. Just the smell, the flavor, knowing it's coming is absolutely fantastic. How about the Seabass tilapia fillets? They're just $4.99 for a 16-ounce package. Great seafood. Of course, the only place you can get USDA Choice Certified Hereford beef is at your neighborhood Hen House. So if you want the best beef, the best chicken, the best seafood, where do you go? You go to Hen House. Go to henhouse.com. There's always great specials each and every week, each and every month at henhouse.com. You can find them right there. Look, they've been serving me and my family my entire life. They've been serving Kansas City for over 100 years, and now your Hen House markets are 100% teammate owned. Fill your cart right now with fresh savings at your neighborhood Hen House Market.
Stop renting, stop waiting, and start owning today. This is Cap One Lending, and we're getting buyers and investors to the closing table fast. We offer FHA, VA, conventional, and USDA with low fixed rates in the 4s. First-time home buyers? Yes, you can buy a home with low or no down payment. Need speed? We can close in as little as 2 weeks. Already own a home? Refinance now to a lower rate, reduce your payment, or get the cash you need. And investors, listen up. We can finance fix and flips, rehab to rentals, and DSCR loans. Don't lose another deal and get pre-approved today. Call Cap One Lending at 816-905-11.
You're listening to the program here on Sports Radio 810 WHB. We're talking to David Lesky from Inside the Crown, talking a little Royals baseball here. Let's hear a little bit of Matt Quatraro today. We saw Cole Reagans knocked out of the game, comebacker, hits him on the hand against the thumb. In particular, Matt Quatraro said it could have been much worse.
I think we got pretty lucky. It looks like it's contusion. It's not really swollen. He got it on the pad of his thumb, down by the wrist, but I didn't get to look at it, so I don't know if it was a glancing blow or not, but it's just stiff and not too much swelling, so nothing's broken, so it's a big break for us. He was numb, and we were thinking that the feeling would come back. He said he didn't have much pain, and then it didn't go away. And obviously there was the walk and then the double, and then at that point, he's shaking his hand after every pitch, so obviously going to be as cautious as I can with him in that situation.
All right. Here's one more about, we'll get it, put a bottle up to a microphone, and we'll hear Matt Quatraro talk to us about how Reagans was before he got hit.
Yeah, his stuff was good, and he must have been painting too on the glove side, because he got ahead of Hosey too, and then I'm guessing just didn't execute that pitch where he wanted it, but his stuff was good.
Okay, yeah, 2 strikeouts.
I would think so.
Stuff was
against 2 good hitters.
Really good.
Yeah. He thinks that there should be good to go. His next start, I think, is next Tuesday at Detroit.
Yeah, he gets an extra day.
Yeah, so
Monday off.
Nice.
So, it doesn't sound like there's too much concern there.
Thankfully, no.
I mean, I'm sure there'll be an X-ray or an MRI.
I would imagine
something just to make sure. Every ballpark has that stuff now, don't they?
I think Cleveland will be the one that wouldn't.
I mean, you can do it tomorrow in Chicago if you're trying to get away and get on the flight and get going.
No, they're here.
Or here, tomorrow here if they're trying
Chicago,
to get on the flight and get going. But yeah, I mean, it does look like they avoided what could have been something pretty scary.
Yeah, I mean this ended up being a really tough game, obviously, because they had to cover at least 7 1/3 innings out of the bullpen, and they just couldn't quite get that last one.
And it's if the ball just goes 5 inches to the other side or 3 inches, whatever. He appears to be, as he said, he was kind of dealing it early. But he was he 0-2 to Ramirez?
It was 0-2 or 1-2.
0-2,
yeah,
1-2. He had a 2-strike count. It's like, oh man, he's on one, and then boom.
You remember that Duffy game against Tampa? Everybody does the 16 strikeouts in 16. When that game started, I was watching that, and I go, he has no hit stuff. And no hit stuff doesn't always mean no. Obviously, they give him a hit 2 batters later, whatever. I was watching this, and I'm going, this is no hit stuff. This is the type of 98. This is the type of game that this is going to break the no hitter drought. This could break it, and then not only did he give up a hit, but he got hit, and then he's out. And I have some questions. Why are you leaving him in at that point? Why do you let him face 2 more batters? Okay, let him face 1 more. That walk. I don't know. The warm-up pitches were throwing him to the screen.
Yeah.
At that point, I don't care what he says. He is so valuable. Get him out of there.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. It sounds like it's fine. He had a really good start his last time out. I have no concern. The numbers are ugly now. He's 0-3 with a 5+ ERA, but he hit a rough first start. Looked really good in his last start. Looked great for 2 batters, and then got hit in the hand. I was not quite Cole Reagans, but I broke my hand when I was 15 playing, and I was pitching. And I went out to the mound, and the first pitch I threw looked like one of his warm-up pitches, and I just walked off the mound.
Yeah.
And this is obviously very different, but you can't grip the ball. Well, of course.
Yeah.
You said not quite Cole Reagans. How close?
I was in the same.
You stood on one side of the Grand Canyon.
No,
and Cole Reagan stood on the other.
Not that
if
close.
I stood on one side of the Grand
and Cole
Canyon,
Reagan stood in Japan.
I was going to say Sweden. Sure. It was close. Like we existed.
You actually were both throwing a baseball.
We exist on the same planet.
Yeah.
That is a bold.
Pretty close.
Bold move by you to compare yourself to Cole Reagan.
Yeah. Well, look.
Just say you were better.
That's what I do. I'm the right-handed Cole Reagans.
Which would still be really good. As a matter of fact, listen, we know we watched this in 24 when the Royals starting pitching took off at a really high level, and we knew that they weren't all going to have sub-1 ERAs, right? Whatever ridiculous start they got off to. They again are off to a start with everybody but Cole Riggins and I guess Chris Bubich, but 3 of them right now already. Michael Wacha, 0.69 ERA with a whip of 0.77. Seth Lugo, 1.59 ERA with a whip of 0.97. And then Noah Cameron, 1.69 ERA, a whip of 1.13. I mean, and by the way, strikeouts, right? Noah Cameron, 10 2/3, 10 Ks.
Yeah.
Lugo, 11 1/3, 10 Ks. And Michael Wacha, 13 innings, 10 Ks. They're even getting strikeouts at maybe a little bit of a higher clip. I think that's definitely higher for Cameron.
It is.
Maybe we need to stop talking about Cameron being the soft tosser and wonder how far he's going to go, because he is getting
some
swing and misses.
Fastball.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean,
and I would like to point out how correct I've been on Wacha so far, because I nailed that.
He's
absolutely just down the middle nailed it.
Yeah, what was it? Regression.
Yeah, he was the guy. He was the guy I was worried about. So far so good.
I had Lugo as my flop.
Yeah, well,
strong.
You're doing better than me.
Who was my flop? Was Isaac Collins.
Yeah.
Who was yours?
Carlos Estevez.
That doesn't count. That was easy.
This was before the season started.
It was before the season, and we gave him credit. I'm like, well, he's not. The velocity's not there, but as we pointed out when he said it, I do think it was the chalk answer.
Yeah, for sure.
It was the favorite answer, but he was slow to come around velocity-wise last year too. So there's a history.
Not that slow.
Not that slow, but so look,
Still.
we're not giving him a bunny.
That's an easy
or a ducky.
My surprise was Ryan Bergert, and he started the year in AAA, and I think left his start today with the trainer.
Yeah, yesterday. He left with the trainer yesterday.
Did he really?
Yeah, and it's interesting. Nobody's reported it, but somebody, an Iowa Cubs reporter, mentioned it, and then somebody said, "What happened with Berger?" He said he walked off with the trainer. Hasn't been picked up by anybody.
Nobody's, and so we don't know what.
We have no idea. Now it was bad weather there too, so I wonder if the Royals were like, "Hey, if you have any twinge, you're not. If you feel anything, get out. Get off the field. We're not doing this." So it could be that, which might be why we haven't heard anything.
But I mean, for the same reason we were talking about the bats, and hey, guys are like, assuming Cole Riggins is not hurt, which it doesn't appear that he is. Chris Bubich is not hurt, which we don't think he is. Those are the guys that if we just said, okay, you're going to rank every starting pitcher 1 to however many there are, what will the order be of the Royals 5 where they fall in? And I think we would have said Cole Riggins. I would have said Cole Riggins 1, Chris Bubich 2, Seth Lugo 3,
Wacha 4, Cameron 5.
4, Cameron 5. I think would be probably pretty universal, right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if you started speculating on, well, Bubich has never pitched a whole year, so I'm going to put him 4th behind.
Sure. Or 3, yeah.
Yeah, behind Lugo and Wacha, who do consistently. Wacha led the team in innings last year. Okay, but that is the reason to again, 5 and 7, not where you want to be, but
Cole Riggins 0-3.
Yeah, I'm not panicking because I believe that both hitting and pitching wise, they're going to be better. The bullpen is the question. That to me is the part where, there isn't the track record that all these guys and the roles they're being asked to fill at the age they're being asked to do it, because Matt Strom's not young at 34, I think now.
34, 35, yeah.
And same with Carlos Estevez.
But also
these aren't a bunch of 24-year-olds that have 2 solid years of big leagues under them and are still throwing a 99-mile-an-hour fastball.
Right, but also the easiest to fix, the bullpen in season. So if you're going to have an issue that you have to fix, if bullpen rotation offense, I'd rather have the bullpen be the one to fix. If you have to have one,
are you
tough?
Avila,
Luinder Avila.
There's no U. I think you guys are wrong.
I think you're.
Lesky's saying it like you. That makes me nervous.
They sent out a press release. Remember when the organization
Avila. When you say Avila quickly, it sounds like you're saying Avila. That's it.
Avila.
Yeah. I don't know why this is such a burr in my sound.
I don't either.
Avila.
I could say Avila, but it's
Avila. There you go.
Avila.
Avila. There you go. There you go. Well, you're all grown up.
That's how I've said it every time.
Well, now you're saying Avila.
Avila.
Why are you saying Avila?
I'm not. So, like we both want him to be in the bullpen. They do it, and of course he's got to come in the first and try to go long.
Yeah. Oh boy.
But are we still confident that he's going to be part of the solution?
They seem to be.
If they went to him in a bullpen role already, what were they doing with even messing around with him starting?
You wonder if it was we're trying to keep inventory, and so we're going to say this and give him a few extra innings. Because he only threw, what did he throw, 4 innings in the WBC? 3 innings? I can't remember.
Yeah. Well, he was being used as a reliever there.
He was, but he didn't get a lot of spring work, so maybe they wanted him to get some innings, and so, hey, we're not going to tell you that you're not a starter. We're going to tell you you're a starter, send you a trip. I don't know.
I guess maybe because we don't want to have the argument, so fine, you're a starter. Go. The WBC is going to keep you from getting fully stretched out.
Yeah.
And then we'll have to call for you quickly, and when we do, if we keep you, we're going to make you a reliever. And it's like, well, you can go start in AAA,
Your call.
or you can relieve here in the big leagues. It's your call, and it'll take care of itself.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's an interesting theory.
I don't know the answer, because you're right. It's, well, why even go down that road?
Yeah.
Get him airing it out for an inning, but
we haven't really touched on. You mentioned maybe Nick Mears will step up into one of the roles, but he hasn't. It's early, but he hasn't been scored on. 5 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 5 Ks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's as good as Angel Zerpa.
Yeah. Alex Lang has been okay
ever was
too.
But I'm saying just when we go back to the trade, and you got Isaac Collins for Angel Zerpa,
who has had moments.
Is it possible that the mighty? It's still ridiculously early, but should we get optimistic that? I mean, I think the reason when that deal came down, we talked about it. Like, I don't understand why the Brewers are doing this deal, but it scares the hell out of me because the Brewers are doing this deal.
They're smart.
And then I think it comes around. The people I talked to, they wanted to make him a starter, and it's like, oh, okay, so they see something more there. They think they can give him another weapon, give him another pitch, and they're going to have a big, strong starter, except for he's already in the bullpen. So
letting inherited runners score against the Royals.
Yeah, and so that trade, just very early snapshot, looks pretty good because Nick Mears. I mean, I get it. He's not Wade Davis at his peak. He's not Greg Holland at his peak. He's not Kelvin Herrera at his peak. But it looks legit to me.
Yeah.
He's also not a guy that's just out there hoping that guys will chase 12 inches off the plate either.
Yeah, he's been solid. Isaac Collins has again had his moments. He's also had his non-moments so far. But yeah, that's so far I like the trade. I'm happy with that, and I think Nick Mears, they gave him his changeup has been really good. Fastballs looked, I think, better than it did in Milwaukee. I went back and watched a little video. I think it's moving a little better. I don't know. Is it that it's windier? Maybe because the wind does play a role. I was reading an article about that with like some of these slider movements, and the wind is impacting some pitches, which is interesting. And it's been windy, so maybe he's been helped, but that's great. Good. He's using the elements for his advantage. So yeah, I've been happy with him.
Yeah, I did. I just think right now it's easy to get frustrated, but there are some positives to be looking at.
Oh yeah.
That are there with that team, and I definitely, I got a little concern when I'm like, oh, they're going to start Zerpa, he's been I don't know. We'll see what happens. It is still the Brewers. They do a lot of things right.
They're an excellent organization
as they continue to dominate, Dodger-esque wise.
Yeah.
Like they didn't they have the second best behind only the Dodgers run differential?
At one, I don't know if it still did. A couple days ago they did.
They're at plus 24. The Dodgers are at plus 35. They were higher than that. The Braves are now at plus 28.
Yankees are plus 27 now.
And the Yankees are plus 27. But I mean, they're playing up there.
Look at the 3 teams they're sitting next to.
Yeah. All big markets.
Jiminy Christmas.
I mean, all big markets. Yeah. So yeah. Listen, if they go and take 3 out of 4 from the White Sox, they'll come home 500 and we'll feel pretty good.
Yeah.
If they go 2-2,
probably don't feel great.
And I keep saying come home like they're going to Chicago because usually you don't leave for just a 3-game series.
This is the dumbest scheduling. Kansas City to Cleveland to Chicago or Kansas City to Cleveland to Kansas City to Detroit. Why?
Yeah.
Come on.
What?
I mean,
bring back the old couple that made the schedule.
They did a great job.
They did a phenomenal job. They might be dead.
But
Hume Cronin and Jessica Tandy. Yeah.
Yeah. But I do think 2-2 are going to be disappointed. 3-1 will feel pretty good. I'm not even going to talk about a sweep of a 4-game series. It just doesn't happen. If that happens, then we'll be.
They do sweep the White Sox every year in a 4-game series, but the White Sox are better.
They are better. What did they go against the White Sox last year?
10-3.
It was that pronounced again.
Yeah. It wasn't 12-1, but it was 10-3. Yeah.
Wow.
And they swept a 4-game series in I can't remember when it was, late May or late April, early May, somewhere in there. I remember they won the last game 10-0. Why does my brain work this way? I don't know.
Same reason ours does.
By the way, the White Sox did play today, right?
They did, and they
got swept.
They got swept, and they have now given up 70 runs in 12 games. So still almost 6 runs a game. 72 would be 6 runs a game. So they're giving up
5.8 to
whatever,
yeah.
May 5th to the 8th. 4-game sweep at Decay, and they outscored the White Sox 19-3.
That was the series that Meidroth had the ball off his head.
That's right.
Yeah.
One of the greatest things ever.
Garcia was cracking up in the dugout.
All right, so what's your prediction on what they will do with the White Sox?
I think they'll win 3 or 4.
Yeah.
I think they're good enough to beat those. They're good enough to dominate those teams. I don't know if they'll eventually. I don't know if they'll be good enough eventually to beat good teams consistently. But they're definitely good enough to beat teams like the White Sox at home.
Yeah,
I think
this is going to be a big one. All our fears will be laid to rest if they just handle business against the White Sox,
26-7.
But if they go out there and go 1-3, or excuse me, go out there. If they come home and go 1-3 against the White Sox, then we're going to be on the panic.
Alarm bells, yeah.
And if they don't score, we're going to be on the panic side of things.
Yeah,
it's just as simple as that. So. It's tough to say the White Sox are a big series, but for where this team is right now, it's kind of a big series. So, David, great stuff as always. We appreciate it, buddy. We'll talk to you again next week.
Thanks, guys.
David Lesky, Inside the Crown. We'll take a break, come back, wrap things up with the kicker.
But first, the La Feta Delicatessen, into the hour answer on this date in 1974. Henry Aaron hit number 715. What reporter was the first to talk to Aaron after he crossed home plate?
I believe, was that Craig Sager?
Craig Sager.
Kansas City's own.
Yep.
One of the best. Great guy, R.I.P., Craig Sager. More than just the colorful jackets. He was a tremendous reporter.
Yes.
He was great at what he did, and everybody who worked with him loved him.
Yep.
There's not much
It's been
more
going
you
10
can say.
years now. Does this seem possible?
That does not seem possible. I remember sitting in
was an ace.
at Kauffman Stadium with him in the press box when he just stopped in, see a game, was in town. It was great. Him and Abel, one of his old photogs.
Oh, yeah.
It was great. Here is Vin Scully's call of Hank Aaron's 7:15.
Fastball is a high drive into deep left center field. Buckner goes back to the fence. It is gone. What a marvelous moment for baseball. What a marvelous moment for Atlanta and the state of Georgia. What a marvelous moment for the country and the world. A black man is getting a standing ovation in the Deep South for breaking a record of an all-time baseball idol.
Talk about a man recognizing the moment.
Vin Scully didn't have any B-sides.
By the way, I counted 6 seconds, but I think that's edited. He let it breathe way longer. Just let the crowd tell the story.
He said later, it's gone. He's got the record. He goes, I got it. I walked out of the booth. So what am I going to say that's better than the roar of the crowd?
Yeah, I mean,
he was big about the roar. He said, "There's nothing I can say that sounds as good as the roar of the crowd. I wish more announcers would realize that."
Yeah.
He sure did.
He definitely did, and does a fantastic job. I wish really, it's a lot of color announcer. I'm looking at you, Tony Romo, for one, but don't get it. Just let it breathe. But what great words! What a great orator! In addition to the feel of the game.